Yo, 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 once again, we back this with Just a Messengers podcast. Of course, I'm Mo.
I'm Mike.
We in here once again, man. It's a great week, man. How you feeling, brother?
Feeling good. Trying to stay cool.
Yeah, it's hot as hell outside. Well, it feel good outside this morning,
Yeah,
but
it felt good this morning. Yesterday was blazing.
Boy.
But I'm not surprised.
boy, I remember I woke up, I think it was, Tuesday or Wednesday? It was like already almost 90 degrees in the morning.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's that time of the year.
Yeah,
You know, Amp had me tripping yesterday. Amp taught my son, I don't remember ever being the sun out till almost 9 o'clock. I was like, nigga, it always been like that. That nigga said cap. That shit always be like that. When tail end of May come around, June, July, August,
Especially here.
September, that's when it start to go down again. That's when you know we about to get into October, then we got to change. But, yeah, that should be, sun go down like, what, 8:45, something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it better that way, honestly.
I don't mind if it's not like humid and hot though, man. It'd be, especially in Charleston, bro. Like we on the water.
You think humidity is worse than dry heat, right?
Yeah,
Like
'cause
Arizona heat?
Well, I never experienced like that straight dry like heat yet, but just knowing that you can be hot and be sweaty as hell here, like that's I don't really a fan of that shit, man. Like
I remember when I watched that Hurricane Katrina doc, and they was talking about like how it was so much the sun. It was that humidity after that flood and all that shit.
I don't mind it being hot as when you mix that humidity in there, bro. Like
Ooh-wee.
that add a whole new layer to it, man. That'd be crazy.
Should be cooked.
Should be cooked, bro. Straight up, like you steaming basically at that point. Like,
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that shit. So how was your week?
Man, week was pretty good, man. Good
You know,
week.
this is men's
mental health awareness month.
Mental Health Awareness Month. I saw you put a tweet out the other day. You was you had quote tweeted. Dude was like, "Oh, it's men's mental health month. What you gotta do is just sometimes go outside, look at the sky, and lock in."
Yeah, man. Shouts out to Tony Soprano, man. My dog was really big on that. They had to force my dog to go to therapy. Remember?
I remember that shit. I haven't seen all of that show though. Well, all the seasons. I seen like the first two. I still gotta watch that shit.
Yeah.
No,
man.
we gotta make sure we're not only just doing that though.
No, we gotta take.
You gotta speak up.
Yeah,
too.
you gotta speak up too. Like when I be saying shit like that, it be a joke.
Yeah, I
Like,
know.
But for the most part, like if you got a support system, especially support system that really listen to you, it's never an issue with leaning on that. Like, because us as men, like we do bottle a lot of stuff up because for the most part, like it is on us. Like you know what I'm saying, but it is on us to actually extend ourselves and give ourselves some grace to receive the help as well. So, there's nothing wrong with relying on your support team and getting some help if you need it. Like, we need it. You know what I'm saying? Like we go through a lot and we just, like I said, we bottle a lot of stuff in. So
I think this is the first year that I think it was heavily highlighted. I'll say.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't know June was mental health awareness month. But
it's also like they do like a lot of, and I'm not just saying for this month. Like every month, it seems like
it's something
like multiple months. Like it'd be multiple things per month. So it's like you don't be knowing sometimes. Like a lot of stuff fall to the wayside.
Yeah, and with that, Father's Day is next week too.
Right.
So it makes sense that it would fall on this month. But do you think what tips you got for black men out here? Speak to the fathers.
Man, if you just if you feel like you by yourself, bro, you're not by yourself, bro. Like it's a lot of people going through the same things, but like I said, man, like find your communities, like in your own like area and stuff like that. Find tribes and stuff like that. Like we all come from hopefully we come from like good examples of fatherhood and leadership. So reach out to them, like extend your resources as far as you can, and if that don't work, like there's nothing wrong with getting professional help. I know it's kind of like a taboo, or people kind of like play down on, especially when you see stuff on social media with people abusing they profession, like certain therapists and stuff like that. But don't that's not a end all be all. Like there's a lot of therapists who actually want to help you, going to help you, do right by you. So don't let like certain things you see like deter you from reaching out and getting the help that you need.
Reach out to an older cousin, uncle, grandfather,
cause like
whoever.
Because whether you realize it or not, a lot of people do get that type of help. They just don't reveal it to you until you reach out to them. So they might can put you in positions to where you can help yourself better too. So never be afraid to reach out to people because like we say, man, like life short, stuff happen all the time, and then people when something happened, that's when people like, damn, like why he didn't reach out to me, why he didn't do X, Y, Z. But sometimes you just gotta you gotta make that step yourself. So
You think us as black men are hesitant to reach out to our friends?
Mm, it depends, man. It depends, but like I said, bro, you can't really be hesitant because if that's your man's, y'all locked in like that. You shouldn't be hesitant to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because you would want it to be the other way around. You know what I'm saying? Like you would
Facts.
want your man to reach out to you if he had a burden on him. He won't just if he needed to talk to you about something, just get it off of him, get off his chest, get off his mind. Like you wouldn't want your man's around you knowing that's y'all locked in X amount of years and he has something to talk to you about something. You would feel a way about that. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So you would want that saying grace the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
So it's simple, man. Like we sometimes we complicate things more than we got to. Sometimes due to pride, due to ego, and sometimes we just gotta let that shit go, man. That's all it is.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's very important that the speaking up aspect helps push the message more.
Yeah,
I know sometimes we get jokes off and shit about like how I says, man, you just gotta lock in, lock in, lock in. It's okay to take a step back, take some days, time, hours, weeks, months, whatever you need to just sit back and evaluate shit, man. Like after my sister passed in November, man, I had to take a step back from potting, bro. Like that shit wasn't even on my mental. Like I wouldn't have been right. I wouldn't have been right at all. So when you go through certain things, there's nothing wrong with taking a step back and just evaluating shit and going to talk to somebody, man. Everybody has their coping mechanisms. Um, don't let it. Try not to, just reach out to the alcohol or
yeah.
the partying
I was about to
or
say that. Don't let that be a band aid.
yeah.
Like
Don't let that be a band aid,
it's
man.
healthy coping mechanisms and then it's destructive coping
Yeah,
mechanisms.
all that shit is just a numb.
Yeah, it's just a like if your coping mechanism is hopping on the game for a few hours. We all do that. Whoever game like that, that's different from like you say, like trying to band-aid it, buying a section every weekend, buying bottles every weekend, getting drunk and shit like that. That's different. You actually tearing yourself down.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's different. It's different levels to, coping and shit like that. But yeah, man, don't like tear yourself up trying to heal because you're not gonna heal.
Definitely not. All it's gonna do is continue to expose the wound even
Yeah,
more. Actually,
it's gonna make it worse.
it's gonna make it worse. I think we just gotta be more open with having a discussion, and then amongst the right circles too.
Yeah,
I'll even take it back, man. Barbershop has always been a place where we can pretty much vent. Like,
yeah,
shit, my barber jokingly said, "Man, I'm your therapist." You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like,
That's a fact
you
though.
know, you know,
Especially you going to your barber 8, 9, 10 years, like that's your
yeah.
family at that point.
At
Like,
that
you know what
point,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
y'all locked in for real. So you could definitely, contrary to what we, had experienced a few years ago with the false narratives around barbershops. Barbershops is definitely a good outlet, man. Um,
Yeah, that number
for
propaganda,
any
man.
for any type of black man, contrary to what they single, married, straight, bisexual, homosexual, it doesn't matter. Like the barbershop is an outlet, period. So I've always known all the barbershops I've been to since I've been as a kid. You go in there, going through something, you talk to your barber about it, man. Like we seen shows highlighting that, music videos might
Right.
highlight that. You might just had a date with a girl. You trying to get your, get some
Trying
shit
to
on
get
your
the date
chest.
too. You need to know, yeah. You need some tips and pointers.
Yeah.
Like,
So it's definitely good outlets to have, man. And also be mindful of who you venting to as well. I don't want to run with the narrative about, telling your problems to women because women definitely, the right woman
the
can
right woman
definitely
will
be a
hold you
good,
down, bro.
a
Like,
right woman
yeah,
can definitely hold you down as far as venting and getting your rocks off essentially and confiding in her. You just got to do your proper vetting process. I think when we see those stories on social media and shit like that, it's definitely comes from a person who wasn't vetted properly, like a woman exposing this man's deepest
yeah,
darkest feelings. Like no woman who really care about you or person period, but I'm just because
Yeah.
I'm using this example, is gonna put your shit out there. No bad how bad y'all fall out. So don't get this narrative in your head that, oh, I can't express myself to women, bro. You definitely can. The right woman will hold you down.
Right.
Whether it be on a
Yeah.
romantic level, friendship level, it don't matter.
And sometimes you do get the wrong end of the stick in that aspect. It's just a learning process,
Yeah,
bro.
don't crash
Like, don't
out.
crash out
Please
over
don't
there, man.
crash
You know what
out.
I'm saying?
You just
Like,
gotta take it for what that person
yeah,
is and
that's
move on.
that's an individual situation. That don't
Yeah.
she's not a blanket for all
All
women.
women.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that go for men too. So yeah, man. That's really it, man. As far as like keeping your mental intact. Also, man, it's also good to get a routine too, man. Like that'll how you start your day as well. Like
Very important.
that's very important, man. So keep that in mind as well. So that's all it's about, man.
Once you get a routine, everything else will pretty much fall in place and becomes easier.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
How you
because it's
start?
repetitive.
Yeah, it's repetitive, and
Yeah,
then
and then it just becomes second nature at that point.
even if you get like some bad news within that day, how you started that day, you still gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, like when you wake up in the morning, the next morning you going right back to it. Like you know what I'm saying? So that's all it is, man.
Yeah, I'm happy to see it getting highlighted, getting talked about, and just continue to be consistent with it. Honestly, I don't think it's something that we should take lightly. Going forward, it shouldn't just be heavily highlighted in June. Like if you ever come across something, whether it be September, December, March, speak up about that shit, man.
Yeah, man.
We always open for new information.
It's not just June.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. It's always new information out here as regards to mental health, man. You know, again, contrary to what's being said and the jokes that may be made, because it's very serious and people go through shit every day, man. But don't use mental health as a crutch neither. You have a lot of people, especially young brothers out here, don't use that shit as a crutch to try to get over on people, because that's the other side that I'm not going to speak too much on, but it does need to be said.
It happens.
Because people do use a mental health card to get off bullshit, and that's a no-no. Like, people go through things, but it's not an excuse to be lazy, treat people any type of way, talk to people any type of way. Like, respect will carry you a long way. Just respect in general, how you speak, how you treat your body, how you treat others. Respect will always be a solid foundation to get high up in life, man. So don't disrespect yourself by using that as a mental crutch, because perception is often reality. So when people get that, they won't be able to trust you.
That's a fact.
You get what I'm saying? Like, they won't be able to trust you. Like, oh no, like, you the guy who did this. Yeah, I can't trust you with this right here. So
That's a fact.
definitely be mindful of that, man. So again, kudos to Men's Mental Health Month, and y'all continue to be strong out here. We know it's hard out here. So what we want to start off first, man? We want to start at Jay-Z.
What's up?
Let's get right to it, man. That was some big news this week, man. Hove, let me pull up this article, man. Definitely had it rose a lot of questions and concerns and started a conversation. So Jay-Z's Rock Nation will spearhead an educational campaign in Philadelphia that helps students K through 12 from low-income households to secure about $300 million in scholarships to attend the city's private schools. Events will be held by Rock Nation to bring awareness to Pennsylvania Award for Student Success, Senate Bill 757, legislation helping to increase education opportunities for underprivileged youth and lowest performing public schools.
Yeah, man. It's I don't know, man. How do you feel about it? Like, what you think about it?
I don't like it at all.
Yeah,
I think it's a bad move. We all know how can I say fragile the public school system is.
Yeah, as it stands
certain
already.
areas,
Yeah,
in certain areas, and most of the time it's in the impoverished areas of heavily populated Black people. Especially in Philadelphia. You think of Philadelphia, you definitely think of a heavily populated Black community.
Mm-hmm.
I know some people from Philly. There's a lot of greats from Philly alone, Black people alone from Philly, and they pretty much have the same come up story, background, slums.
It's a lot of hurdles.
A lot of hurdles in Philadelphia was really greatness. But we talk about the public schools, and shout out to Umar, because Umar definitely has spoke about the public school system in Philadelphia. I don't like this move at all. If you're gonna help the public school system first. Fund the public schools. That's where it starts. Nothing against private school. I don't. But we all know that private schools cost what? Money. Money that a lot of these parents don't have to send there. So what you do is you initiate this move to help. You want to help the students, but you're crippling the public schools, in my opinion.
No, that's exactly what it is.
Because the majority of them are going where? Public schools. We all know since we were young, private schools is usually for kids who parents can afford it. They don't
more affluent situation.
More affluent situation and shit like that. But fund the private schools. I mean, the public schools, man. We all know public schools, they lack resources in terms of, probably outdated. I don't know Philadelphia's situation, but it could be. Most of the time, outdated books, text, quality structure of the school, quality of computers, quality of transportation, quality of just, the playgrounds, whatever the case may be. It's a multitude of things.
Most importantly, the teachers too.
Yeah, the teachers, the food.
Yeah, everything. Like,
when you fund the public schools, I think that helps make everything better. And this takes it back to when he wanted to teach people in Marcy Projects about crypto. Like, you got dangling basketball rims. You got
no community centers.
Yeah, no community centers. I think the last thing people want to have is
a crypto class. Yeah.
Like that's it. And I feel like we need to a point now when Hove is almost 60 years old making these moves. This seems intentional at this point. It seems to be a choice because you can't tell me you got people who are around you who know what's best for the community, especially when public schools are the majority, and you make a move like this. It doesn't add up to me at all.
Yeah, it don't. Especially like when you do like some light reading, you find out it's not like necessarily funded by Rock Nation. They've basically been like put on retainer to kind of represent it, kind of spearhead it. This is
so like a mascot.
Yeah, it's a government voucher program. So it's like. So the government can hand out the vouchers to send these kids to private school, but y'all can't use those same funds to, like you say, just enrich the schools altogether. You know what I'm saying? Like that same mentality you had towards sending those kids to the private schools out of nowhere. Like you could just use that money to allocate the funds to the schools directly. Build those schools back up. Put programs in place for those schools so they can help these kids better, like reading programs, stuff like that. Like it's not hard, like what I'm saying. Like I just don't understand why what's the point of these types of programs? Like when you think about it, like are y'all trying to gut these schools so you can just get these buildings for some real estate plays or something like that? Like I don't know, like what is?
Because at this one, if they follow suit. At what point will the public schools be of need? If you following those kids into the private schools, like you said, are you going to turn these buildings? Who knows what you're going to do? What I do know is I don't know the nature of the school structurally, but I do know from seeing firsthand a brand new looking school or what's the word I'm looking for? Renovated school, it does a lot for a kid's mental.
Yeah, it does.
It does a lot for the faculty's mental. When you walking into a building that's clean, upgraded, up to standard, smell good, it's a different type of feel. It makes you want to learn. It makes the teachers want to teach.
You feel like you're cared about.
Yeah,
especially if you was at a school 1 year. Say you in a school 3rd grade year. School tore down, run down. Over the summer, you come back 4th grade, that shit is completely renovated, and you come in there, you be like, oh shit, like okay, like, all right, like,
yes,
they did this for us, okay, like I feel better about myself not coming to the school, like, you know what I'm saying, like, not to say
appearance is important when it comes to schools,
yeah,
very important when it comes to schools, so very. We could take this back to Lean on Me. You saw Eastside High was ran the fuck down. Clark came in there. RP to Clark, Mr. Clark. He passed away a few years ago. Actually, he cleaned the school up, man. Zero tolerance for shit like that. And when you clean the school up, it translates. It translates. It gives it a different reputation.
It translates to the staff and it translates down to the kids. The kids have a a pride. They have a pride
A
in their
certain
school.
exactly a certain pride
The
in their
teachers
school.
have a pride in their school, especially in a case like this. If you use those funds to give these teachers raises, give these teachers incentives and stuff like that, like you have a completely different culture. You know what I'm
Uh,
saying? And that's I just don't understand. Like we know this already. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how come? Like you say, Jay Z almost 60 years old. Like you know what I'm saying? Like what?
54 to be exact.
why
Yeah.
why or why would you even get down with something like this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this not even a Rock Nation program. This is like some shit you was spearheaded for the government for. Like,
hmm
so I don't know, man.
And we all know the kids are the future. The
Yeah,
kids are important, and I don't want that to become something that's a trend across the nation because that can get dangerous. I don't like to feed into the narrative of public schools. I don't have nothing against private schools, but I think public schools can be just as important and influential and impactful just as private schools. For me, it's just a matter of preference when it comes to the private school shit. Granted, you might have some public schools that have better education. Some public schools do lack the proper teachers, the proper
resources.
resources and stuff like that. But it all can be fixed if you put in the money in the right places. Like how you feel, you go into a public school and across the street or down the street, you got the private school just getting all these funds. That don't even make sense.
It don't make sense at all. And then at the same
Knowing that their
time,
parents can't afford that shit.
exactly, a lot of those kids that deserve the same resources, they can't even afford to apply to these schools. Like, you know what I'm saying?
hmm
It's the application, you know, it's whole like, you know, processes you got to do to get in these schools. So it's like, you know, just knowing that, it's like, why wouldn't you help the public schools first? Like, why is there a reduced lunch, free lunch pro? Like, you know, the lunch should just be free off top. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? We shouldn't be harassing kids over, you know, unpaid lunch bills. Like, it's
That's
ridiculous.
ridiculous. I remember my ex, she taught at a school downtown, and one of the first things she told me about it when she first got the job was the food.
Mm-hmm.
Like top tier meals for the kids. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That also is very, very important. I'm gonna take y'all back because I don't know if y'all still do this till this day, but Mo definitely can relate. When pack test came around,
Oh,
parents, teachers always emphasize, please make sure your kids have a good breakfast for that morning. Not saying that my mom didn't make sure I ate good every morning, but for that week specifically,
was eating good.
we was eating real good for breakfast. That's a fucking fact.
That's a fact.
It's very, very, very important for the food to be of, I feel, a great level when it comes to these kids. Um, so when she told me that, I'm like, damn, like every school should be like that. Having the top chefs, whatever. I feel like you should be able to put whatever money as regards to the school for the food. Harassing kids about reduced lunch and paying like this shit should be free off top, like you said, bro. We always talk about tax money for this, tax money for that. Well, the most important thing is the kids because they're gonna
Because
be the future. Why wouldn't you want the best of the best when it comes to these schools,
it's
especially when it comes to food?
it's just I don't get it, man. Because that stuff it translates, man. Like when the kids feel better about themselves,
I
why
felt good the mornings going to take that
why
test.
wouldn't you go in class and give your best effort? Because you already have all these resources around you that's making sure that you're pushing yourself forward.
hmm
That's just simple math. Like that's not hard. Like when kids feel better about themselves, it translates in other areas. That's just simple.
Man, listen, man. I feel like when we have these discussions, you got to have them with the people who are directly impacted too. Like, have a local meeting with the parents and the teachers if you want to fund something. You
Yeah,
get what I'm saying?
that's what PTA come in though. We gotta be more some. I will say it goes both ways. Like
How do you feel PTA has been for you as a parent so far?
I mean, it's beneficial because you touching base with everybody you know what's going on. But I
Do
was
you
about
feel like they hold up their end?
it depends on the school. I know my kids' school they do a pretty good job. They do a good job with that. But I'm saying overall in general though, like it goes both ways. Like the parents do got to be more hold more accountability as far as how they send the kids to school. You know, just overall their behavior at school, stuff like that. Like that's stuff that start at home. So if your kids coming to school hungry, they not coming to school prepared with their book bags and their materials and stuff like that. That's an at home situation. Like coming to the PTA meetings, I know that's what life going on right now, especially everything that's going on. It's not the easiest thing to do, but you got to make an effort to do it at least.
Facts.
So like that's what I wanted to say. Like if you can't get there, like we all got grandmas and stuff like that, aunties and stuff. Try to get them to come in and at least take notes or like speak up for you. If you can't get there, like it's ways you can still show an effort. That's all I wanted to say.
What do you feel like would be the biggest fear for you as a parent when it comes to modeling school? Like even going forward, middle school, high school?
Uh, my kid she pretty level headed with stuff like that. For me, it's just more so like the outside like stuff like you don't know what's gonna happen as far as safety and stuff like that. That's what I be thinking about. Like, well, my kid, like I know she's respectable and stuff like that. Like she don't.
So you don't really have a problem with the teaching structure right now, as far as lessons and stuff like that.
Nah, I don't.
Okay, that's good. That was really like my only question because I know some, it'd be a lot of weird shit going on
Nah, I never got
as far as teaching.
Yeah, nah, I
We
haven't-
see it.
I haven't got any of those type of vibes yet though.
Like imagine seeing Milo's teacher on TikTok talking about how dumb the students are.
That's a problem. That's a big problem because that be happening. But
Yeah.
that's a problem though. Like I think a lot of these teachers, like they some of them mean well with stuff like that. It's just how you word things as well. Like, and it's like my nigga, like you're trying to shade the kids. Like
It should only be positive
it
messages.
should only
coming
be
from shit
like
that.
or like motivational type stuff.
Yeah.
Like like parents, we got to do this, blah blah blah. Like,
Yeah.
but trying to preface it like you in a salon, like gossiping and shit like that. Like that shit not.
Yes,
that
that shit not cool.
That's
Shout out to
not cool.
Scotty. Scotty's a teacher, and every time Scotty posts something interactive with his students, it's positive. It's nothing to single out a
Yeah.
student or shit on his students. Nah, everything that he posts is a positive interaction.
How it should be though.
Yeah, activity of the students, collaborating and shit like that. That's how it should be. All that be venting shit. So do that shit
Do
on
that
your
shit,
happy
yeah,
hour, my nigga.
yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, do
And
that
then,
shit.
and then
do
when
that shit
they
during your happy
when
hour.
they get reprimanded or get fired, then we at fault. No,
They want to
nigga,
cry wolf. No.
No, nigga, use rolling your eyes and sucking your teeth toward these kids, like trying to shade them and shit like that. That's not what it's about. That's not what it's about at all.
Even when you had the weirdo teacher with the girls who was unbraiding his hair,
Yeah.
that nigga, shit like that.
Yeah, very weird.
You know what I'm saying? Then he want to cry wolf after the fact, talking about he feel like he got fired because he handsome. No, you got fired because you
You
a
on some
fucking
weird,
weirdo,
some
nigga.
weirdo shit, bro. Then you talking about you have a relationship where you text your students and shit, just making the situation worse. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You
Like,
better be glad he didn't get ran down.
exactly. Like,
Yeah, we not doing no shit like that. But I mean, as far as Hove, man, I feel like I don't know, man. Like I said, at this point, I feel like shit like this is just a choice.
I feel like it been a choice. Like, I don't know, man. Bruh know what he doing, man. Like, there's no way we can't. I said this a couple years ago.
Far from dumb.
We can't salute bruh every time like he make a business move where he makes an expandable amount of money, and then when it comes to shit like this, we like nah, bruh. Like he know what he doing on both sides.
This is
bruh.
why I don't like rappers in political spaces.
Yeah,
Like this is exactly why I don't like rappers in political spaces, because I feel like a lot of them they not tapped in enough. They not tapped in enough. And I'm not saying every rapper gotta be, but this is the shit that comes with it. And this is shit that falls by the wayside because you think because you a name, you a figure, that you can insert your foot in political spaces. Nah. You gotta be well versed.
mm-hmm.
And on top of politics already being a dirty game, it's like it don't give people a reason to think that you got pure intentions.
Yeah, that means everything. That means everything because especially if you have a track record of it not being favorable on your end, like we gonna look at you a certain way, man. So say Hov do want to run for senator or some shit like that when
Oh my
he
God.
get older, like you know what I'm saying. We're gonna be like, bruh, no, no, brother, sorry. Imagine Hov running for New York senator or some shit like that, like.
It wouldn't be a good look. But you would have to base that off what? Your track record. What do we have to go off of? Well, I got this to go off of.
But then again, that might translate for other people though. Like, hey,
It could.
we
But you just gotta be well versed whenever
Yeah.
you tap into certain lanes.
We
That
are-
really be my thing with these rappers.
we are in America of all places, so shit like that means good to some people. So
And again, we don't need to be having the athletes and the rappers as our voices in these spaces. Like when we was talking about last week, when we was talking about the whole, you can't mix racing with our movement. The same goal thing for these rappers and entertainers, bro. They should not be the vocal pieces.
there's plenty of people who actually know what they're doing that don't come from the rap world and the athletic world that should be in these positions.
Yeah, like if you wanna help, cool. Learn something, more so learn something, cool.
That's different.
But spearheading certain shit, that's where shit go left. And that's where shit get ugly, unfortunately. And I feel like we at a time now, we had way too much information in 2024 for a lot of this shit to still be going on.
Yeah.
A lot of, like, no. Like, the private schools being funded is doing what?
That ain't helping us.
On top of all the dollars they already get. I will say, though, I was reading a lot of the comments on it, a lot of the takes. I didn't see too much capping for this one, bro.
Yeah.
I didn't see a lot of capes, no Superman logos, none of that. I didn't see a lot. A lot of people wasn't feeling this move, man. A lot of them. I'm interested to see what Umar got to say about it. I'm pretty sure he
coming soon. He coming.
I'm pretty sure he got something to say about it because
soon.
honestly, that's the person they need to be talking to. But see, he be having these conversations. He be wanting to talk to them.
Yeah, he do. And it drives to a bigger point. Like, why do people like Umar get overlooked? Like, because Umar not the only one. There's other people who have their own initiatives where they help the kids privately and stuff like that. But it's more so on a public level as well. So why are they overlooked when it comes to stuff like this? Is it because they really tell the truth? Is it because
Probably because they didn't sell 5 million records?
all that means something? So I don't know, man. We'll see what comes from this though. It's very interesting though. Very interesting news for the week.
It gotta be some. It gotta be some reshuffling around. That's all I know. Because essentially, you only hurting the kids. That's really how I look at this whole shit.
You hurting the kids. You hurting
the community.
The community.
It's a domino effect.
It's a domino effect. You take these schools away from the communities. Like, what do the communities have as far as like stuff like that? Like it all means something, man. It all means something. You eliminating jobs. The teachers not going to these private schools either. So what did that leave these teachers? You gotta think about all that stuff, man.
That's important too. They can't get the jobs at the private schools. They already filled.
So what are they doing? Are these private schools expanding, or are they intaking the teachers as well? All these are very good questions that need to be answered. So I don't know, man. We'll see what comes from that, though. I hope Philly don't really go through with that, but who knows?
I mean, we already know what type of state Philly be in anyway, as far as their poverty and low income areas, job opportunities, shit like that. But like I said, man, I hope it gets better, and I hope no other cities really across the country is going through shit like that, because, like I said, it only hurts the kids in the long run, man. So the Dream, sexual assault allegations, trafficking, rape allegations, seen that happen. 2024, man, wild one.
Very wild.
Very wild one. I feel like this won't be the last one we hear about, unfortunately. Never want to hear about this shit, but if there's people out here doing this shit, man, expose them, man. Expose them. These allegations are very, very telling.
So did you read it? I didn't get to read until
I didn't read all of it. Of course, his side is denying it, but it was definitely some
details.
It was some details, man. Some of that shit. You just don't know with these artists, man.
Yeah.
You just you don't know. Producer singer The Dream accused of rape and sexual battery in lawsuit filed by former protege. Shania's main girl accused the producer of luring her into an abusive and sexually violent relationship while promising to help launch a career as an artist. That's another nasty thing that's going on in the music
We've
industry
seen
too.
that before.
We've seen that before. You
Seen that
promise
before.
these girls, when
Opportunities.
opportunities, when really all you want to do is just be involved with them sexually.
Mm-hmm.
You don't promise them that, then they get mad. They may try to, expose you, or you may really be taking advantage of this woman.
Mm-hmm.
You bring her into the studio. You don't do no work with her. You just make advances at her sexually. Y'all get involved sexually, and you leave it at that.
Mm-hmm.
Or in this case, you may actually end up forcing yourself on these women,
Yeah.
raping them, all because I just wanted you to come through. I ain't really got shit for you. It's a nasty game out here, man.
Yeah.
I done had girls tell me, like, a producer would be like, nah, you ain't gotta pay for that. Just, let me take you out. Nah, send me the invoice.
I'll pay for my own shit, bro. Like,
I'll pay, because once it starts that, then it's this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. We the industry itself, man, is it got a lot of sweeping. It got a lot of front porch sweeping to do, man. Like,
Do you think, of course, I look at it like racism in the world, it'll never go away, but things could be a lot better. Do you feel like the industry is too far gone, or it could just be better?
in a way, it is too far gone since it was never regulated. It's not a federally regulated industry, so it's basically the wild wild west as far as like conduct and stuff like that goes. Like, people move like that because they don't fear any consequence within the industry
And the power they have.
except for criminal, like stuff like this. Once it comes like a criminal matter, like nobody really fears anything. There's no pensions, so nobody's fearing any pensions being taken from them, like shit like that. So
Everybody like they own contractor.
everybody's in their own independent contractor when it comes, especially the producers, like shit like that. So you're going to see a lot of situations like this happen, and it's been happening. It's not new. Like, the music industry, itself, like 100 years old. So it's like this been happening. Stuff people been getting taken
around the
advantage of.
20s. Around the 20s.
Yeah, so people been getting taken advantage
1910s
of.
maybe.
People been having shady dealings, stuff like that, due to the non-regulation. So it's very unfortunate. If these things are true that the Dreamer's been doing, he needs to be held fully accountable for this stuff. Like, no matter what he's contributed to the culture. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can't, like, let that be a pass of any sort. Like, he still got to be held accountable. But if he's not, then he should be exonerated. But
It remains to be seen. Just like Kanye West, he had something come up recently too with his former assistant.
his people saying it's cap too. But Kanye West kind of sort of got a track record with this stuff now. So it's like, do you automatically, in the court of public opinion at least, do you give him a pass due to him being Kanye, or do you look at, because that's not the first accusation that come across Kanye's desk. So it's like,
I do believe Kanye West to be a weird nigga. I
Yeah.
do believe him. I do believe this is not past him. Due to his admitting of having a porn addiction.
right,
So some of the details within what she was saying is believable. On top of him also talking about Pete Davidson's private parts. Like, it seems to me that Kanye may have an obsession, some weird type of kink exception with other men's private parts. So when I see some of the shit that she allegedly said that he was saying to her,
it's
it
not
doesn't
new.
sound past him.
right.
And if it's cap, it's cap. But it doesn't sound.
When you got enough people
past him.
saying the same thing, it kind of like, okay, like, you know what I'm saying? But like,
And Kanye, he just a weird individual, man. You
Yeah.
can never really get a full
he
gauge
always
on him
been a
because
different. He was just too different. Like,
yeah, man. He just a sporadic nigga. You see what I'm saying? So you never know. Like, that could very very well had happened. I believe that to be not past Kanye West.
But see, that's the thing. Like, and I'm not giving him a pass. I'm not giving the Dream a pass. But like I said, like, when it comes to it being proven false or anything, like, the damage is done on both sides now. You know what I'm saying? Because we put stuff on people's jacket and it's not real, and now you already looking at people a certain way. They already have a public perception about themselves. So like, we got to be careful with stuff like that. But like I said, bro, if they own some weird shit, then they need to be held fully accountable. Like, I have no issue with like throwing a nigga to the wolves, bro, when it comes to stuff like that because it's just
There's no place for it.
It's no place for it. It's unnecessary. And these dudes, lack of better words, they better than that. Like they better than that. Like you know what I'm saying? Like we've known these people for being like great artists and stuff like that. Like they would for their output, their positive output, they're above these types of acts. So it's like,
But it always goes back to, somebody can be born with a gift, but born with a shitty attitude or a shitty personality.
And with that, stuff happens to people, and that makes them a certain way. You know what I'm saying? So
it got to get checked, though.
Still got to get checked, like we just said earlier, bro.
So R. Kelly is a prime example.
Exactly, but had R. Kelly done the proper vetting, like we talked about earlier, getting the help, he might have had a different outcome. You know what I'm saying? But that starts with you wanting to change yourself. You gotta want to, be better for yourself.
And that's another thing too, because they run with that thing about, which is true in some cases. Hurt people.
Mm-hmm.
But I know people who've been molested as a child.
Exactly.
And they never done nothing to nobody.
That's a personal decision at the end of the day.
You see what I'm saying? Like R. Kelly, we know he was, molested as a child, but he ran with his power, his authority. He felt like he couldn't.
You can't use that as a crutch to hurt other people.
Can't use that as a crutch to hurt other people, man. You got to go get the help needed. And unfortunately, it was too late for him as far from an artist standpoint.
Right.
As a human being, he's getting exactly what he deserves. Like, fuck him. You see what I'm saying?
He's getting held. That be my thing. When these people do certain things, no matter how I feel about the artistry and whatnot, I want them to be held accountable.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. R. Kelly's being held accountable. Whether you decide to still support his art or not, that's a personal decision. But my thing is, before you even do that, they need to be held accountable. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is.
You know what's scary is I always think about how reckless niggas was moving in the 90s at this point.
Yeah.
When the industry on the rap side was very new, was fresh. And imagine the shit they was getting away with then.
Exactly, because you didn't have the social media and
outlets
stuff like that, the outlets to really put it out. For stuff like that to get out, it had to be like on a nationwide type level for you to be exposed. But nowadays it's not easy to get away with it.
And niggas was scared.
Yeah.
So they say, like, they were scared of losing the position, not getting the deal that they needed. The women, they trying to get on, so they worried about this happening and all this other shit. Yeah. It's like, at what cost?
It's a nasty game, man. It's a nasty game, but like I say, man, if Dream is, guilty of these things, he needs to be held accountable, man. I know a lot of people been calling out for like Beyonce to cut ties with him and whatnot because he's a huge contributor to Beyonce as far as writing and production goes, but
I mean, that's a decision Beyonce got to make at the end of the day.
That's a decision she got to make at the end of the day, too. They was trying to tie her to, Jay-Z moves, too. But like I said, that's a decision she got to make at the end of the day. I don't think...
That's another thing with B. B has always been able to... Not saying it's her fault at all, because I look at her like an artist from beginning to end. She does do her, her philanthropy work and shit like that, but she don't speak.
She don't talk at all.
She don't talk. I could count on my hands how many times I heard Beyonce speak on shit outside of music.
She been cut down like that whole like being public and doing like consistent interviews
very early.
Like at least 20 years ago. At least 20.
Probably before then. Like I think like her early years in Destiny's Child, bro.
Yeah, that shit been over with.
Like we don't really got no in-depth one-on-ones with her like that.
There's no Gayle interviews. There's no Oprah interviews.
She don't got no Twitter. Even back then when celebs was like vocal on Twitter, she don't got an old Twitter that you could go to be like, oh, look when she said this. She don't say shit.
It's very controlled by her, what comes out.
Exactly. And I think that's kind of a positive for her. And also because you don't know what Beyonce can think when it comes to anything. And I like it that way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I like it better when the artist, you don't know what an artist's political stance are. You don't know what an artist's stance is on, relationships or, the way of the world. Like, just give us the art.
You know what changed all that, though? The Vote or Die campaign.
You think that was the pillar?
As far as us knowing where celebrities and artists stand, like, on a public like type thing. Now
you might be right.
That was huge. Now you got to think
that was like 2004.
They was combining Vote or Die with Got Milk campaigns. That was huge, bro.
Yeah.
And it started from there. When we had '04, then when you get into like
Especially the Obama shit.
Obama, and then we got social media and stuff like that. People are more they feel more.
That might be the first serious checkpoint for that, especially for rappers. Prior to that, you didn't have nothing for real.
You didn't. Then like I said, you come into Obama era, then you got social media. People are more comfortable speaking their mind, social media wise and stuff like that.
And then whoever the person was, like when Kanye started.
That too.
That's what really opened the conversation in terms of rappers and politics and who can say what. And like how we gonna cancel them because of their political stances. And then I remember somebody always used to say, at the job, it was forbidden to talk about religion and politics.
Religion, politics, and pay wage.
And pay wage. You couldn't discuss those three things. We need to get back to that, honestly, when it comes to like these rappers and shit like that. Like a lot of them should adopt that mentality, because you fuck with an artist, and we talked about this before. A lot of people fuck with the artist past the music because they may be so relatable. What if you find out that the person that you rock with is Democratic, you're Republican? Atheist. Or they're Republican, or you're a Democrat, or they're atheist.
Yeah, you might feel a way. You don't even want to support
their outlooks on life.
Yeah, they But like, I don't know. Like, dude, is that just like shunning rap and R&B? Because country artists, rock artists have always been able to express how they feel. Like,
but that's not my problem, because that's their shit. In terms of how they people revere them, I don't give a fuck how they people revere them. That's y'all do what y'all do. I'm just with us. I don't have. You got to take what come with it,
right?
Regardless of what side you stand on.
That's really what it come down to.
You got to take what come with it. Like, we know us as broadcasters. We know when we turn these mics on, we hit that record, what comes behind what we say. So what are we? We're mindful, right?
We're mindful for the most part.
Because you get off camera, we done had all types of conversations. Not saying nothing crazy, but we get it. It's
just stuff that we wouldn't say on here.
It's certain you wouldn't say on here, period. So when you start talking about political and religious and all type of shit, some people might not start fucking with you, bro. Especially if you are a lovable artist. Mm-hmm. Like what if Beyonce was on some Kanye shit in terms of just putting out what she really thought about everything? Would she still be looked at in the same light? You don't know. I don't give a fuck to know what she cares about a lot of certain things. But it just ain't a Beyonce thing. That's an artist thing in general.
I just think that Beyonce has mastered that craft as far as, keeping it strictly business of what she put out. Even the personal aspects of her lives.
She picks and chooses what to put out.
And it's controlled by her and her only.
Yeah, and it's through music.
It's through the music. Like, we know.
She ain't never been on no Twitter rant.
When we found out about, like, her, like, whatever she exposed to us about her family and whatnot, like, it's through her.
Beyonce funny, because when that elevator shit happened, the first thing she did was post a picture of her and Solange.
Yeah.
You'll go ahead and nip this in the bud right now. Yeah,
I whoop my sister's.
Yeah.
It's not a.
Yeah, we not doing that.
That's basically her saying shit happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, everything is controlled by her. She's not relying on no third parties to, relay her message, and there's no confusion. You know what I'm saying? We don't like I said, we don't know Beyonce inner thoughts on politics and religion. You know why? Because she's the only one that speaks on that type of stuff, and for the most part, she don't speak on that type of stuff.
Because then you get the people like Floyd, who for the most part get shitted on for just for number one, his flamboyantness.
That's what I feel like. That's the first point.
That's the first point.
That's the first point. Because first off, you already shitting on us, bro, and then you speak your mind to the highest degree. Mm-hmm. So it's like, my nigga, we don't fuck with that. Some people don't fuck with it. Mm-hmm. I respect it. You know what I'm saying?
Floyd grinded, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
And I'm not mad at him.
We seen Floyd come up from the mud. So it's like, I respect it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't have an issue with it. And for the most part, he stands on it no matter how you feel about it.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Floyd has caught a lot of hell for some of the shit. Like, even with people see him standing next to Warren Buffett. Oh, you already know what type of time he on. They ask him about certain political shit. Mm-hmm. I kind of lean. I ain't for all them taxes and shit like that. So you know what that leans more towards the Republican side. Mm-hmm. So then you had the whole Gucci shit. Mm-hmm. The whole Gucci blackface mask shit. Mm-hmm. Dapper Dan, all that shit going on.
Yeah, but at the same point, people shitting on for the Gucci shit. Nobody was there. He was one of the only people keeping Dapper Dan
And
afloat.
Dapper Dan will say that till this
And he'll
day.
say it to afloat. It was Floyd, Mike Tyson, people like
Mm-hmm.
from the underworld and whatnot. Those were the people that kept him
Still was
afloat
fucking with Dapper
when
Dan.
niggas
Yep.
like Gucci was suing him,
Facts.
trying to keep him silenced. It was Floyd keeping his lights on and keeping food on his place and stuff like that.
Just for Gucci to come do what?
Just
circle back around, come fuck with him.
when it's a
Yeah.
cultural thing.
When
now.
it's a
When it's a
exactly.
cultural thing now. So
Yeah.
it's. I'm not saying I agree with all of Floyd, all of his his mindset, what he put out, but sometimes to him he has a reason to do what he does.
Yeah, I mean, and that's in terms of anything. Like everybody's stance on, of course, another bigger the conversation has been amongst people wanting to know their artists, athletes' stance on the whole Palestine and Israel thing.
Mm-hmm.
You
How
get
do you
what I'm
feel
saying?
about that? Do you care?
I have no. Honestly, this is no disrespect to the kids over there dying. I honestly have no feelings about it. I do know there seems to be a right side and a wrong side.
Right.
And I'm not supportive of genocide at all. That's all I can really say because I'm not really informative. I've heard the background story
Right.
of why they're here, which dates back probably 60, 70, 80 years
Facts.
of that between Israel and Palestine and how shit came to be what it is. But for me to act like as if I really care, I will never do that.
Right.
I won't get on Twitter and tweet about Palestine and Israel in a way of knowledge because I'm not that informative about it. So I'm not gonna be fake performative about that whole thing.
Exactly. I haven't spoken much about it. Like I don't really, like I agree with you.
It's very unfortunate.
I'm not with genocide because there's a lot going on in Congo as well, over in Africa that people not really speaking about as well. So, I just wanted to get to a place where there's peace everywhere. You know what I'm saying? That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Like you say, I'm not gonna be performative about it, like, cause I'm not really versed on that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put my foot in my mouth and speak on some stuff that I just don't know about like that.
Because things are looking funny in the light as far as commercials, advertisements, celebrities standing on a certain side. And when I say this, I'm not mad at who's standing where because again, I'm not well versed in it. But I do know people are seeking answers from the people that they listen to, watch. Oh, where you stand on this? Why DJ Khaled ain't speaking on this? Why such and such ain't speaking on that? Right. Floyd. Oh, Floyd standing on, man. Fuck Floyd and all this. Like, bruh, you don't know why Floyd is possibly standing on this. It's a fact that I know personally. Floyd do have friends who are on that side. Mm-hmm. That don't necessarily mean that he's always like he want them to kill them, kill the other side.
He's always showing more alliance to the Jewish side anyway. That's just a fact. Like
that's just this ain't. I don't think this is a war thing for Floyd. That's
more him. That's just his stance. I don't, again.
And also, I don't want to box all of them together as much as we see. I don't want to box all of them because a lot of them may not be what they got going on versus Palestine. I don't know. I don't want to just box them all in and say that all of them are with what's going on because I've seen some speak out and say, yeah, I ain't really with that. But we also can't be blind to what we know is going on as far as, the Jews too. Right. Like we see it in commercials now. NBA partnership, NFL, that some teams have spoken out in support of that. So, like again, I'm not well versed, but from my perception, it seems to be a wrong side and a right side. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna sit up here and dive into no deep details about it. But there are people seeking that. So, what if you do get an answer from your favorite athlete, your artist, on where they stand on that? How would you view them?
That's a slippery slope because at the end of the day,
there's a reason why a lot of these artists are not speaking out on that. They may hold the same sentiment. They might not be well versed, or they may be well versed and they're just choosing to shut up.
Because at the end of the day,
it might be a lose-lose.
That's not my business, bro. Let me be real. That's not my business, bro.
It's not
mine. And I say this because I know Middle Eastern people. Like I'm cool like with a lot of Middle Easterns, and I don't mean no disrespect to this, but it's just like
by no means are we being insensitive.
Yeah,
about this shit, bro.
At the end of the day, I'm just not. Maybe I need to sit down with them more and hear what they got to say about it, so I can be more, empathetic towards them. But I just don't have the information to.
I've seen people get a lot of heat behind speaking out on this though.
Yeah,
or not speaking out on this.
Yeah, because they want it's like you say. Sometimes it becomes a witch hunt. Hey, what side you on? What side you on? What side you on? And it's like whether you speak or not, that determines the support that you get or the hate that you get. So it's
Hmm.
just like it's a real, like you say, it could be a lose lose situation. Like so, some people. I feel like when it comes to stuff like that, because that's a real touchy matter. You know what I'm saying? Some people Some people will give you the grace of just not speaking on it because they don't want you to ruin their perception of them. Some
That's a
people
big part of it too.
some
Or they
people
don't want to sacrifice certain dollars.
they don't want to sacrifice certain dollars. At the end of the day, this shit's still business. At the end of the day, we gotta whether you feel a way about that or not. Business is never personal. So it's like do you hold people to the fire for protecting their personal assets?
Nah.
You know what I'm
It,
saying?
it 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 always goes back to what it is also because, you know, you might not always agree, even down to a work level, business level. You might not always agree with what your job does. You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So you as a man, you got to make a decision on what you choose to speak out on.
Yeah, that's why I say, do you take everything personal or not?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just like I said, man, I would like for things to be peaceful all around. Like that's just my whole thing. But unfortunately, that's just not where we at in the world. So
I mean, like I said, when we get down to it and we start seeing shit like that, people really got to ask themselves, is it something that they really want to know? Because, just to kind of circle back to this whole dream thing, unfortunately, people do put celebrities on pedestals.
yeah,
Unfortunately, that does happen. But you never know what your favorites are doing when they go home at night.
yeah,
When they
yeah.
wake up in the morning, what they got going on. We just seen the Nickelodeon doc on
Hmm.
HBO Max. Who would have ever thought that this is what the fuck was going? We was always getting up watching Keenan. Not Keenan Kel wasn't really in the doc, but just all that Keenan Kel,
Yeah,
Amanda Bynes and all her shows, whatever. We would have never thought. But you had molesters, rapists running around Nickelodeon studios, and they got to be dealt with. Dream, he's not above. Nobody's above that.
yep,
Nobody. It's unfortunate, yeah, but that's especially when it come to kids. And I think that was the biggest thing for me that stood out with Nickelodeon is the fact now, like they even had these disclaimers during the doc about like how Nickelodeon stood against all that shit and da-da-da. My nigga, that shit should have been put out way before this even doc came out.
hmm,
You got to get out in front of shit like that. And I get it at the time. We didn't know about the Drake Bell shit because it's against the law to actually put out a kid's name when they're facing a case like
yeah,
that. So that's another reason why we didn't know until now. I just want to put that out there because a lot of people didn't know. Well, why we didn't know? It's against the law to put a child's name out there when they're facing a case like that. But y'all knew that day you had sick motherfuckers running around there, and a statement should have been made.
yeah. You gotta do better
Because that lets even the parents know going forward. At least they'll hold
yeah.
themselves accountable.
At least they trying to protect these
I
guys.
won't be hesitant for my kid. I'm gonna still be in lockstep with my kid every step of the way when we go up here. But at least y'all holding yourselves accountable and wanting to be better.
Right.
Because the biggest the person I feel the worst for was Drake's dad.
Yeah.
Cause he's seen it
He seen it
from jump.
and they went at him as far as separating him.
Hell yeah.
So,
And unfortunately for Drake kind of like fell victim to that shit too. You
yeah,
see what I'm saying?
He did. That's like you said, like the father's who I empathize with the most though, because he, like you said, he knew what was going on and he couldn't protect.
He couldn't protect his son.
Like I can't imagine.
And that's one of the worst fears you can have as a parent.
I can't imagine what he feel. Bro.
Yeah.
I just can't.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It's very, very sick out here in the industry, man. My whole thing is this, like, even when because the shit gets deep, you know what I'm saying? It gets real deep. So even if you got this, quote unquote thing that you got to sign up for when you get into the industry, wouldn't you logically move a certain way, even if that's what you chose to insert yourself into? You still gonna go out here and move like you just, I'm untouchable. My nigga, you signed up for an industry that knows what you got going on, what you be doing. You would think that when you insert yourself into that world, you will move a certain type of way.
But they don't, because you gotta think like
That money.
it's money, and then it's still protection within the industry though.
Yeah,
It's still
it is
people,
that too.
it's people that's gonna vouch for you.
But what happens when
based
you
on-
violate them? Then they lift the protection.
Yeah, but that comes with the money though. They only gonna do that as long as you're lining them. So it's like it's protection, it's paid protection, and then you got handler protection as well. So it's like people. That's why Diddy was able to move how he was moving for this
Years.
for years, because he had people, he had millions under him that as long as he paid them, they was gonna act accordingly. And for the most part, he had people above him who were handlers who would still put certain things in perspective for him as well to move how he moved. So that's another thing. You gotta look at it from both ways, but it's still baddie all around. So that one thing that money do, but it will show exactly who you are at the core. At the core, that's what Diddy is. You know what I'm saying?
That's another thing. Sometimes these people be showing you who they are.
They are
right there in front of you.
They are who they are.
But you trying to paint another image or believe something else.
We do that because of the good things that they've output into the culture.
Yeah, artistically.
But at the end of the day, some of the sickest people have given us some of the best art. That's just how it goes. So you still got to judge them accordingly. They got to be held accountable. That's just what it is, man. That's just what it is. So all that to say, man. Again,
you remember hearing about that Mary J. Blige story? Real quick before we with Danny Boy.
Yeah, I heard about that.
How you feel about that shit?
I mean,
I think he spoke out on that shit.
Yeah, he spoke about it a few times, but it's like that goes back to when it comes to young men and shit like that, we're not really protected when it comes to stuff like that, because
it's more so celebrated. Unfortunately,
it's more so celebrated.
Yeah,
it's not saying that us personally have bought into it, but like a lot of the OGs or whatnot, that was looked at as a rite of passage. You dig? Like, I mean, I can go personal with it. Like, I remember being 17, 18, talking to 28-year-olds, 29-year-olds, 30-year-olds, and shit like that, and that being, whether I shared it with people in my personal circle or not, like I remember it being like hey, bro, you got some type of rank. You know what I'm saying? But in reality, when you really look back at it, like, I ain't had no business talking to them girls. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, them girls was basically, taking advantage of me. You know what I'm saying? Taking advantage of this happens all the time. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, we just got to do better with protecting the young man. Danny Boy was let down. You know what I'm saying? And if that's true, Mary J. Blige was nasty for that. That's just the truth. If that's true, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure in his reality, like, that happened to him. So I wasn't there, so I can't,
Bro, Wayne lost his virginity at 11 years old.
Yeah, I mean, even with Usher speaks to that, growing up with Diddy. Like, he would say, like, he'd go to his bed sometimes. He's 16, 17-year-old, and there'll be multiple women in his bed already. He shouldn't have been exposed to that at 16. You know what I'm saying? He said he felt like he grew up way too quick.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like,
a lot of shit has changed. Bro. Like, so much shit has changed in terms of, when I say change, I'm just talking about as far as, how can I say? I won't say change, but I say more so has to change as far as the mental of that, because like you said, it was looked at as a rank.
It was looked at as a rank.
It was looked at as a rank. Like when Wayne used to talk about losing Virginia at 11, 12, Usher being around, them women when he's 15, 16 years old. It's like, at what point do we sit back and we be like, absolutely zero tolerance for that shit?
I mean, it should have been from day one, but unfortunately, like, like I said, like, us, I'm not even gonna put on on the culture type thing. That's because that's been going on before rap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So before rap and hip hop, like, that's been going on. So I'm not gonna place that on the culture.
Yeah, that ain't a hip hop thing.
More as a society thing, because it's not just black people that go through this. Like, white people go through this, Indian people go through
Asians,
this,
all
all kind of people go through this type of shit. So as a society, when it comes to protecting young men, it do got to be some zero tolerance shit off top because you know that plays into a man's psyche and mental growing up. Like you know what I'm saying? Like some men feel like they burnt out because they've been having adult things go down with them since they was in their
That's
teens.
a lot.
You know what I'm
That's a
saying? That's
lot.
a lot to take. When you really sit back when you get older, you be like, damn, bro, like I'm just burnt out on everything
Mm-hmm.
because I've been a grown man since I've been 15, 16. You know what I'm saying? While I should have been being a teen. You know what I'm saying? Just living life
Experience sexual acts at 11, 12 is insane, bro.
with older
With
women
older
at
women
that. You
at
know what I'm
that,
saying?
yeah.
You're being taken advantage of. So it's like when you really get old enough and you know when you get past the whole like rite of passage is cool type shit, like when you really strip it down, when you have like that self realization moment, like you do be like, damn, I'm burnt out like on a lot of this
That's
shit.
why I don't find them viral videos and them young kid rappers having strippers dance on them.
Yeah, that shit whack.
That shit whack.
That shit whack as fuck. And people try to like, people try to like make that make sense. Like, well, we put money in these kids' pockets. They come from impoverished situations. Well, my nigga, like, yeah, they come from impoverished situations. You got to show them something different.
Dog.
Without
And it's not
without
an
all of that,
excuse.
that's not an excuse. Like, that's just not.
One
An
thing
excuse.
I will give our era, bro, we had Bow Wow.
Yeah,
Like, I remember when sometimes somebody asks, "Oh, y'all act like it's like y'all didn't have Bow Wow wasn't rapping
I was
about
rapping about
he-
fucking girls and shit like that.
and drill, and
and
he
drill
wasn't
and
a
killing
drilling.
niggas
Yeah,
and all
he
that
wasn't
shit,
rapping
like,
about. He was a young fly
He
kid.
was rapping about young fly
That
kid
shit,
shit.
yes.
You know what I'm saying? If anything, he was rapping about girls, but it was more so on a age appropriate
Puppy love level
yeah,
type shit.
age
Yes.
appropriate level shit. Like
And as he got older, like it just aligned.
just
But
grew- he
when
just
Bow
grew
Wow
up.
first came out, he was a young fly kid.
if anything, he was rapping about passing notes and shit like that.
Yeah,
like,
right.
let's be very honest here. Like
Bow Wow wasn't no gangster rapper.
Yeah,
Who started that shit?
Bow Wow was never about no gangster shit. Bow Wow was about playing video
Yeah,
games.
playing video games, yo, cool
being
dude.
fly, being
yeah,
a
being
fly little
fly.
kid. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? That's just
this man
what
had
it
a
was
Mickey
about.
Mouse chain, and he bragged about
He
that
bragged
shit.
about it, yeah, for sure. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I don't know, man. People, I don't know, man. When it comes to protecting the young kids, man, like it got to be zero tolerance for men, for boys and girls. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I remember growing up and that being like the rite of passage and oh like this happened to you, don't say nothing. Like you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
yeah.
that was the main thing. Like you know what I'm saying? Like keeping shit like basically putting grown man principles on kids, and that's just not right. When you really grow up and think about it, it's not
Them
right.
kids that gotta grow up super fast, they become like in their adulthood, they feel like they missed out.
Yeah,
They still yearning for their childhood memories.
You were stripped of a lot of things. You had to be numb. You had to be numb to childhood already, and you was still a child. That's
At
just
10.
not right. That's just not right.
11, 12, that's peak childhood.
Yeah, it's not right.
Like I always think about that with Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson didn't get to enjoy his childhood for real.
He never was a
He's
child.
always an entertainer.
He was not only the entertainer, he was the breadwinner.
He was.
So it's like it's
was.
different. It's completely different. He was the franchise.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff that he just wasn't able to enjoy as a kid, and he had to, try to supplement that as he got older. And we never allowed him to be who he really wanted to be.
That's
So-
definitely a fact. That's definitely a fact. I think when we start to analyze the industry as we go forward, I think it'll be more exposing. I do think it's gonna be a process of weeding out the bullshit. I
Mhm.
still think there'll always be some bullshit within the industry and rap, but a lot of this shit ain't gonna be going on for too much longer. I mean, we seen it firsthand. Diddy, he ain't gonna be the last one, bruh.
Oh no.
He ain't gonna be the last one. It's gonna be more because the shit gotta stop at some point. You gotta have some type of structure and standard when it comes to behavior. You have to,
Yeah.
or shit just gonna run amok like it's been running. Like I said, I would hope to think it wasn't as bad as I think it was in the '90s, but ain't no telling. Ain't no telling at this point,
Yeah.
dog. Cause like you said, you didn't have these outlets. You didn't have nobody regulating niggas' behavior and shit like that. When I hear them stories with Aaron Hall when he used to brag about what the fuck was going on, like, come on, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That shit just it's not cool. It's not no fly shit. Never be no fly shit. So I don't know, man. I don't know. But if Dream is guilty of any of this stuff again, hold him accountable. Fuck him. And let's get these motherfuckers out of here, man. That's really all I got to say
Yeah,
about that shit.
that's just what it comes down to, man.
Definitely. So I'm single reference track got released for Wayne's single on I'm Not a Human Being. I'm single featuring Drake, which I always found weird because even then I was like, why does it say featuring Drake? He's not even on this record. So, and I do remember at that concert that also got put out again around 2010-11 where he performed the record. The reference track got released. It sparked some more conversation as against to, reference tracks and, do people have this energy for Wayne and this, that, and the third. I also saw something this morning too that I found interesting. There was Jay-Z's hit single "Feeling It" was originally made for Camp Low, so they gave him.
That was Ski Beats
Yeah.
originally wrote it for Camp Low.
I think the hook,
yeah.
and I think they gave it to Hove, and he pretty much did what he did with it. But let's start with I'm Single reference track. How you feel about it?
I think it's kind of nasty. It's on some karaoke shit. Like, when we talked about it the other day, it was more so like
We just talked about this last week too, of possible reference tracks for because this shit came out.
I think it was unnecessary. Like, I get what they was trying to do with that because I do remember like something like that coming out a while ago. I didn't know that he was rapping that shit verbatim and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's unnecessary though. But if it was more so on some shit like, because Drake did perform that shit a few times on his own.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I really don't know how to feel about that shit. Like, it is nasty to me though. I will say it's nasty because if that's Drake's song, let that just be Drake's song. I know a lot of people feel like, oh, he did a good thing by giving it to Wayne due to how he performed it or whatnot. It just sounded like a Wayne song. But at the end of the day, to me, just how I look at it, like, it's unnecessary, bro. Like, I just feel like it's unnecessary. Like, and I already knew about the Jay-Z shit. But like I said on here before, like, I don't really care about like the hook shit. People buy hooks and people get hooks all the time.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't write Jay-Z verse at all.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he didn't write none of Jay-Z flow. Jay-Z used
His
the
old
flow.
bars, yeah.
He used the flow, but he didn't write anything for Hove.
Mm-hmm.
But with the I'm Single shit is like I mean, why did you have to do that?
Knowing Wayne,
It doesn't. I mean, cut you off. It doesn't.
No, you good. Go ahead.
It don't negate none of his mixtape run or none of that. I just feel like it's kind of nasty. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like with Wayne probably was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll do that shit. But I don't think it's multiple occasions of Wayne doing that. If it is, I would have to hear it. I don't know.
Plus,
Because Wayne not looking at I look at it like how I do with Drake and his certain records. I don't think Wayne is taking no reference track for Birdman JR or
that's strictly
Gossip.
Wayne. That's strictly Wayne.
You get what I'm saying?
Nobody.
But when Wayne probably hearing I'm Single, he probably like, yeah, man, fuck it, I'll do it.
Probably on some, niggas.
It don't do nothing for me. Don't do nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. It doesn't. It don't
nothing.
move him from number one for me. Like I tweeted yesterday, if you find me a reference track for Gossip, Best Rapper Alive, any of those shits, then yeah, we can have a conversation. I'm Single. I honestly believe Wayne was chilling in the studio. Drake probably sent over the email. He hit play on that shit. He was like probably smoking, chilling. So, man, I'll do that shit. Fuck it. But I don't think it's a multiple occasion thing with Wayne.
I think that's probably the only occasion. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I'll go on record
because that record is a vibe type record. That ain't no barred up fest record from Wayne. It's just like on some vibe shit. He was like, yeah, I'm single.
I just think like when it come down to it, bro, like, it's just different because Drake has multiple things. Like Drake didn't even.
He got more in his jacket than Wayne for sure. Yeah.
Like even with the I'm Going In, like how you feel about Drake not writing I'm Going In? Because that was like a breakout record for him.
I thought that was Jeezy record.
Yeah, he's on it. That's Jeezy, Wayne and
him.
Drake.
Yeah,
but he didn't write that verse.
Yeah, Nicholas F.
So it's like that's like one of your breakout records, though. '09. Like that was a breakout
At
record.
this point with Drake, I'm just waiting for more shit to come out because that one right there, I don't know. For some reason, I felt like I heard Nicholas kind of being around then because I haven't heard
No,
from him.
he was around then.
I
He
haven't
was.
heard from him since around 2012 though,
Right.
11 ish. He been around since the comeback season days. Shit, like at this point with Drake, it's like, man, a nigga kind of gotta have that asterisk right there, and then I'm just waiting for more shit to come out now. At this point. You get what I'm saying? But everybody always revering his pen. That's why I'm also so conflicted. And then I have records that he's written for other people. So that's where I'm kind of at in the gray area with Drake when it comes like that because of him being able to write other records and writing other records for other people. It just for me it's at what quantity are we getting to a point at with this now with him? Like I just don't want to hear about this shit during no beef. If we gonna get it all out, put it all out. Let's get it all out.
I think like
Let's get it all. Let's go ahead and just spare because if I promise you, if I see any more reference tracks especially for the records that I talked about last week, it'll definitely be a problem. And he's just gonna have to move. He's gonna continue to have to move. But like again, I'm just also conflicted because of his ability to write other records. You get what I'm saying? So as regards to Drake
right.
in this conversation. So yeah, that Wayne, it don't really do too much for me.
Yeah, the whole shit. Like I've been knew about that, but
Like I promise you, if a reference track came out for Lollipop, I still wouldn't be moved.
yeah,
I wouldn't be moved.
I don't because I'm not because I always go back and forth between Hove and Jay-Z being Wayne and Jay-Z being 1 and 2.
1 and 2. Yeah.
So it's like it really like Wayne number 2 don't really move me off of that. But if he ain't right like we taking over verse, he ain't right gossip, he ain't right BMJR, shit like that, like we're gonna have a
And I think
very
at this
serious
point-
conversation. Like
But I think at this point with Wayne, it would have been exposed because
that would have been exposed.
niggas keep trying to run with the fact that Gilly wrote for him, and
But
that's been debunked.
That's been debunked several times.
Yeah.
There's if Gilly wrote for Wayne, what did he write for Wayne? Nobody can tell me what he wrote for
And
Wayne.
with Gilly being as petty as he is,
he would have been put that out there.
He got the Double XL article saying he's never wrote for him.
Never wrote
He
for
just
him.
helped him with his style.
That's different.
Yeah, that's way
completely
different. Yeah.
But if you tell
He
me
said he wrote for Birdman. He said that. He said, yeah, I wrote for Birdman, but Wayne, I never wrote for him.
We're not really holding that to
Yeah,
this
we
thing,
not heard
you
it.
know what I'm saying?
Birdman to no rapping standard. No.
But it's like y'all saying Gilly wrote for this man. What exactly did he write?
Man, Gilly would have been put that shit.
He would have been put that out there. Especially how he said he want his masters and shit from Cash Money.
And I truly believe Wayne hasn't written nothing since 20,000 bars. I believe that.
Yeah.
I truly believe Wayne has gone into the studios at that point and been like, I'm gonna just lay some shit. Now Wayne might have just, for memory purposes at that moment.
Yeah.
Like, let me just go ahead and put this shit down real quick. But like, as far as like sitting down, no, I believe
Wayne
he go hear the beat,
Yeah, Wayne going in the studio and just loading up beats for
loading up beats, and he getting to work.
But as far as the Jay-Z shit, like that's not the first like occurrence from Jay-Z. I think he bought a verse. He bought a chorus for
Oh, before we get on to Jay-Z,
what's up?
so you remember when Wayne just recently he was at a concert and he was telling people why he don't perform Mona Lisa featuring Kendrick Lamar. You remember when he was saying that?
No, what
This
did
is
he
over
say?
the last few days.
What did he say?
He basically like, man, y'all know I don't be remembering my shit, man, but I'm remember the record.
Yeah, that's
I'm
true. Yeah,
remember
that's
it.
true too. Yeah,
And
but
I'm
a lot of them dudes who have like high volume of output, like him, Gucci, people like that, they don't remember a lot of them shit.
But
bro.
did you see the tweet that went viral?
What happened?
He said it's a reason why Wayne be forgetting his records, but y'all ain't ready for this conversation.
What's the?
He got people writing his shit. That was dog reason.
I honestly believe
that was his reason.
I honestly believe he just put out a lot of shit in his.
Bro,
like,
Wayne 25 plus years in, nigga. If he had writers, that shit would have been exposed.
That's the thing too.
In my opinion.
He's been rapping since he was 15, 14.
Bro, Wayne really been in the game since 94, bro.
So it's like if he had people writing for him, that would have been out there. Like him being revered as as the greatest rapper of all time, people would have been trying to like put that out. Like, but that's just never been a thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. it don't matter to me because I always, like I said, I always go back and forth with Wayne and Hove being 1 and 2. That's always been a thing for me. But it don't take away nothing from Wayne as
Yeah,
far as
I was interested. Some people saying the same things, like it don't really take away from. We don't really care about no I'm single, shit like that. We're a reference traffic go DJ and shit like that. Where them?
if he ain't right go DJ, I'd cry. I'd really cry.
That was really his first
That's
breakout
like
single
that's
for
like
real.
the I'm Cash Money song.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know
like
what I'm
I'm
saying?
here for real. Like I'm here. That was
You know
the
what I'm
first
saying? So
Carter.
it's like
Yeah,
that's different. That's completely different. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
yeah.
nah, I can't just be like fuck bro for that. But you know, to me personally, as somebody that writes shit, like I just feel like shit like that unnecessary.
No, I
Now,
feel you. I
if
feel
you
you.
telling me that they was just in the studio vibing and some shit like that, and I wouldn't have a problem with laying some shit like that if somebody gave it to me, like, but I wouldn't. Me personally, I probably wouldn't put that out. I'd let the original artist put that out because Drake is very
Or you
capable.
would just let the hook ride and you just write your own verses.
Right, because Drake is very capable of putting it out on his own. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he wrote I'm single, my nigga, that's
And that
what's up.
sounded like a Drake record,
That
especially at that
sounds
time.
when I listen
Yeah,
to
yeah.
that's the Drake that we know. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Drake, that's your song, bro. Put that out. So it's like I wouldn't, but I don't know, man. Even with the whole shit, bro, because that's not the first hook that he bought. Like Hove been buying hooks.
Yeah, he been buying. Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's just what it is. But nobody can ever say they wrote anything for Hove. You know what I'm saying? That's because Ski would have said like he wrote that, he gave that to bruh, but he didn't. But the original verse that he wrote on Feeling It was supposed to go to Camp Low, which I feel would have been fire if Camp Low would have got that. But
Yeah.
Hove was like,
That's a
nah,
beat. That's a beat for them.
that's
for
a
sure.
Camp Low beat. But Hove was like, nah, nigga, that's me. So
I'm glad he took it. So
he took it.
shit.
He said he got that book bag full of money. That's how shit was getting paid for back then.
It was niggas just pull up on you with the cash.
Hey, here, bro.
There you go.
The boys say, and then they say they gave Mary J. Blige her payment.
Oh yeah, in a paper bag,
brown paper bags. She was like, she needed 15Ks or something like that.
Something like that.
And
Yeah.
them both damn dads, hey, brown paper bag, here you go. So that's how shit was getting handled back then. So
That shit was getting handled, bro.
it is what it is,
It
man.
is
They
what
made
it
that
is.
15K back immediately though. So
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Is America's infrastructure fucked? Are you rolling? We just had the shit with Atlanta, they downtown, water situation. Then I just seen some shit in Wyoming. This
Oh,
road,
that big
like
ass, that looks
sinkhole
crazy.
type shit. What you think, man?
I mean, it's kind of been needing an upgrade though. Even remember last year, year before with the train tracks and shit like that. Remember that?
A lot of derails been going on.
A lot
too
of
in this
derails. That's
country.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't say it's fucked. I just feel, and with
A lot of shit outdated.
the water system in Mississippi too. They still had wood pipes.
That gotta be over 100+ years old.
Exactly, but Flint water.
Same shit. Yeah,
So
that Atlanta shit over 100 years old.
Yeah, so it's like
It's laziness.
it just need to be upgraded.
It's laziness.
Like
It's a lot of laziness
like
going on.
Yeah, people just need to. The money need to actually go towards building the infrastructure back.
Certain shit needs to be upgraded. I say at least every 15, 20
every
years.
15 or 20 years. If it's not upgraded, it has a very, very, very introspective inspection.
What I found interesting is, see, America's funny because they put money towards certain shit.
Right.
So the border between Canada and the United States it's not a real border. It's marked off by landmarks that says this is the landmark, and every time trees grow there, they're chopped down every 5 to 10 years.
Mm.
But you mean to tell me you got a water system that we use every day that's over 100 years, like some of the main pipes are over 100 years old? That shit don't make sense to me.
Yeah,
that speaks to laziness.
That's laziness and incompetence.
Cause they said people couldn't do nothing for them day stretches in Atlanta, bro.
Yeah.
And we all know a lot of them hoes, they live downtown. Them will come wash their ass.
Hey.
You see what I'm saying?
Hey.
We talk about some of the high rise areas.
A lot of them exotic dancers
All right,
been asked out literally.
literally asked out.
So
But I think when it comes to America's infrastructure, it could be better. I see a lot of other countries sometimes they be flexing their muscles when it comes to having certain shit.
as they should.
It's clean. It's about cleanliness at the end of the day for me. Like certain shit should already be known. You at a bus stop. Why did we took the pandemic to know that other countries got like wash stations at the bus stop? You get what I'm saying? Why all of a sudden now y'all want to deep clean subways? You should have been doing that.
Should have been doing that. Not
That should
with,
be a monthly thing.
not with the shit that we see on Twitter that they're going on them subs.
Okay. But that also goes to the careness and presentation of certain things. If people wouldn't be hesitant to get on subways or certain shit wouldn't be going on subways if they were up to par. You get what I'm saying?
That
Even
should
down
be-
to the technology aspect of it.
There should be a deep clean once a week.
Come on, man.
That's just
Certain shit. Yeah, certain shit go without saying. You pick up the garbage every week, don't you?
facts.
So there should be something implemented to where you doing, like you said, every week. Should be every week. Or you do something at least once a month.
Yeah.
But to have water systems bursting because they're over 100 years old is 100% unacceptable.
yeah, that's self-infliction.
That's self-infliction.
Was y'all inspecting these water lines this whole time?
Okay.
Like, was y'all doing your job? Like, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Like certain shit, because y'all don't have a problem repaving these roads. Certain roads. I'll say certain roads.
Certain roads.
Certain roads.
Certain
You get what I'm saying?
But I mean,
Certain shit I feel like it can't, you can't pass, especially when it comes to water.
Atlanta kind of had a. Well, I'm not gonna blame that snow shit on Atlanta because they didn't even have the salt trucks, the proper salt trucks. Remember when they had that big snowstorm out there?
People were stuck out there.
Because they didn't have salt trucks.
That was 2015.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't know, man. Like,
And I'm not mad at them for not having the salt trucks because northern states, they got that.
they weren't expecting.
That's all that mattered. They wasn't expecting that. But, bro, when it comes to certain shit, I feel like, again, some shit be a choice. Yeah. Unfortunately, a lot of this shit be a choice, man. Like, for you to not have certain things already in place, like, that shit should never happen. We talking about water. You need that every day. If I was to wake up and my shit fucked up because a water system is over 100 years old, I have a problem with that, my nigga. You get what I'm saying? Like, we have way too many advancements now for there to be what's the word I'm looking for? Putting band-aids or shit.
Yeah.
Or just overlooking certain shit. Like, the tank water heater is not really a thing no more. You got tankless water heaters. I have that. You see what I'm saying? So you can run hot water literally every day. That's a very good commodity to have. But don't tell me that the foundation of that is an old ass water system.
And that's what it is, though.
You get what I'm saying? The foundation got to matter before any of the other fancy shit. I don't care about the fancy shit if the foundation is poor. Because what does it mean at the end of the day?
It don't mean nothing.
It don't mean shit. I just saw also that they officially going to be getting rid of all landlines.
Oh, damn. I don't like that.
Why you don't like that?
Why do we have to solely rely on cellular, though? That's just my question to that. Why are we solely relying on Wi-Fi and cellular calling?
Yeah, because what's the backup to cellular?
What's the backup to that? That's my only thing.
Mm-hmm. Satellites are very important.
I mean, they already took away the phone booths.
Mm-hmm. And satellites are out in space right now that have a lot to do with our cellular service.
Right.
Ain't no telling what the ever be coming out of whack in space. Not saying that it does, but you just never know.
Never know.
That's a fair question, though. But yeah, I did see that. No more landlines.
Damn, that's crazy.
I still remember my grandparents' landline number till this day.
I think I remember.
Mm-hmm.
I know the first three. I just don't, the last four. I don't know, man.
It's so funny. I was telling my team. I was telling them. I said, because we had a safety moment about contacts, emergency contacts. Even I had to get a better job at doing this. We need to get back to memorizing phone numbers.
I'm terrible with memorizing phone numbers.
I used to be elite, but we used to be good at it. Remember?
I rely on this to remember the cell phone.
All we do is hit the name and dial. But remember, we used to be real good at remembering numbers.
I remember at one point I memorized at least 20 numbers.
We got to get back to that because God forbid something happen and you got to make a call. You don't have your phone to just go hit the.
Yeah.
Okay, I know Auntie such and such number. Okay, I know my mom. Okay, I know this. We got to get back to memorizing phone numbers, dog.
I remember being a kid.
It'll save us one day.
I remember being a kid just calling numbers just because I remembered them.
Yeah, facts. We got to get back. we got to get out of the habit of just tapping the name. We got to get back to remembering numbers.
Yeah. I wouldn't argue that because I'm definitely a victim of that.
Mm-hmm.
I solely rely on cell phones now.
Mm-hmm. Just typing the name popping. Nah, let's get back to memorizing the numbers because
Only number that I truly remember is my mom number, like off top.
How long you had your cell phone number?
I just had to change it, but I had this number for about 5 years now. But before that, I had my previous cell phone number 270-7560. I had that number from '03 up until 2018.
That's a long time. I had my number officially 14 years now.
Yeah.
Since 2010.
Yeah, my first cell phone number, I had that from ninth grade up until 2018.
Yeah, and I'm not changing that shit again no time soon.
I was mad when I had to change that number, boy.
Nigga, you don't got the 843 area code no more, do you?
No, I got 843.
Oh, okay. Because,
Absolutely.
you know, a lot of them don't got the 843.
When I got this new number, they was just now, I had to, hey, I want 843. And they was like, all right, we'll give you 843, but if you haven't changed it again, you probably going to be 803. And I'm like, I ain't changing this number. So
Is it 80 or is it 864?
It's both, 803 and 864.
Isn't 803 Columbia, though?
They was telling me that I would either be 803 or 864.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I had to change my number again.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Shout out to the 843, though. But that's wild, bro.
Yeah, that is
That's
wild. That is wild. Y'all need to stop moving here, man, because y'all fucking up everything. I can't even get 843 area code no more, man.
Hey, speaking of, bro, what the fuck is Chick-fil-A got to tighten the fuck up?
What happened, man?
The whole mobile drive-through shit. I just experienced that the other day.
Oh, yeah, you motherfucker.
So you know what I have a problem with, especially the one on Dorchester Road, because I'm gonna take you through the timeline real quick.
right.
So I remember 3 years ago they extended the parking lot because it was too short.
Yeah.
So they extended the parking lot to what it is now.
They did it twice.
They used to, yeah, that shit was shorter. You put in the mobile drive-through, right? The number one problem I have with the Chick-fil-A car shouldn't be in the mobile
Them
drive-through.
shit should be in front of the store.
They should be in front of the fucking store, bro.
Yeah, they should be.
They should have their own
Listen, Mike,
shit in the front of the store.
I just did it again yesterday, right? I did a mobile order, the mobile through shit, whatever the fuck they call it, right?
Scan the QR code.
Pull the QR code. I pull up what's in front of me. A Chick-fil-A car with the emergency lights on, waiting for. I'm like, bro, why are you not in front of the restaurant, bro?
Should be in the front of the restaurant.
Guess what though? I get my food immediately. I still gotta wait on this nigga because they loading up food.
Bro, them boy will bring me my food and it's 20 cars ahead of me.
What was the point of doing this?
You either that or you should have multiple exits on the side for people
Bruh,
to go ahead and
first off-
if you're gonna do that.
First off, y'all Sunberry juice still come in one size, so you already still
That's
fucking.
another.
You still got
You
me
only can
fucked
get it
in the small, so you already got me fucked up there. Then I gotta wait 5 cars when I ordered before all of these people. What was the point of doing the special lane? What was the point?
the special lane.
That should
don't
be
look
flowing.
like-
That should be flowing.
Nonstop.
Nonstop. That should be flowing.
Nonstop.
That should be flowing immediately. Hey, that should be flowing. The food should be ready. Boom, I'm out. I shouldn't be waiting in front of cars. I shouldn't be waiting in front of Chick-fil-A cars. It's just unnecessary, bro. It's unnecessary. I done did it before. Y'all told me I had to pull up and wait in the front, and I'm like, bro, what was the point of this? And then y'all putting the Chick-fil-A right there. It's gonna be worse right there. It's gonna be worse right there, Mike.
I already see it, bro. I see it.
Hell.
And the cherry berry lemonade, the
the
cherry
cherry-
some
yeah.
joy, all them shit's fire.
Fire.
One size.
What's the point?
That mobile drive-through is a piece of shit. Y'all need to have the Chick-fil-A cars in the front like it's a fucking NASCAR race.
But they
all
used
the
to
cars
do
the
that.
same. They used to be in the
It
front.
used to be in the front. I don't know what's going on now, bro.
I don't know what's going on, bro. They shouldn't be with us. They should not be with us, though. And again, if you building a new Chick-fil-A, y'all need to buy y'all own piece of land away from the main road. That's really the problem. You need to have that shit on its own piece of land where you got to pull into a road on some neighborhood shit.
No, it is.
Have that shit set off in the road, bro.
Y'all know
of room.
Y'all know for the most part, y'all contribute to traffic. So just have y'all own shit to where
Duck off,
yeah,
bro.
like,
That shit duck
bro.
off, man. That shit duck off. Because I know y'all not worried about attracting traffic. People gonna find y'all regardless.
Y'all don't even gotta run no ads.
Y'all ain't gotta run no fucking ads.
People know they coming to Chick-fil-A.
That one on Latin about to be held, bro. You right, though.
That shit about to be. I don't even know.
Oh, my God.
Why did they put that?
And it looked like it's right up on the road.
Why did they put that right there though? That's the confusing shit to me.
You got the Sphinx right there. The Bojangles right there.
It's coming
The
right.
Krispy
It's coming
Kreme
right
right-
off
it's
of a-
coming
off
right
of-
off
of-
Palmetto
off of-
Commerce.
Yeah, that's just not good. That's
So
not,
traffic could just be waiting because people waiting to get across.
that's going to be bad.
No.
That's going to be bad.
And don't let cars be waiting on the road to get in.
Last one about to be terrible right there, bro. I don't understand it.
I'm the one in Tanger.
It'll be up.
That shit look like. I don't know if that'd be any better. I don't know.
That one more so just the staff. They gotta hire better staff.
I think all the Chick-fil-A's are realizing that they gotta have bigger land space.
Yeah.
Cause you know the one in Somerville, they had to buy where Ryan's used to be at.
Ryan's. They the reason why Ryan's going. They the reason why
You know
Ryan's
what I'm saying?
going. So yeah.
Shit is crazy, man.
Yeah, that's nasty.
Shit is wild, bro. But oh shit. So Summer Jam, man. Method Man say he's done, man.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him. When I looked at the Summer Jam guest list, I'm like, this makes no sense, bro. Why is Doja Cat one of the headliners for Summer Jam?
It was a trash lineup.
It was a very trash lineup. And then let's talk about how y'all had to downsize though, because y'all used to be at MetLife Arena. It looked like y'all in a performing arts center now. Is it just time to kill Summer Jam all along, or
Man, people be forgetting about that shit now.
I didn't know Summer Jam was going on. I didn't know that night because it was Deontay fought that night, so I didn't know what was going on that night. So I don't know, bro. I see a lot of people saying it might be Summer Jam might have ran its course. Like a lot of the top artists
They ain't be coming out to that shit.
They don't care about that.
That used to be an event, man.
And it used to do a better job at bridging the gap between generations. Now you just having Method Man and Redman there with that type of lineup.
Doja Cat, Offset, Sexy Red, Method Man, Redman, Sleepy Hollow, DeVito, 41, T Grizzly.
That made no sense for Method Man and Redman to be there. Because before that, they used to do a way better job at bridging the gaps.
Yeah, they the only ones there from their particular era. Like
that don't make sense.
No.
You wasted their time.
Definitely did, bro. Like, no, that shit ain't.
Do you think it's time to just go ahead and move on from Summer Jam?
I think it's time, bro. Unless you going,
you
gotta find some way to get better artists there,
and you gotta get people to care about it again. Like they and before, like people the mystique about Summer Jam was you never knew what was going to happen at Summer Jam. That's not there no more. You know what I'm saying? It's really not. When Hove did his infamous 2001 set, we didn't know what was going to go on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When 50 Cent was up there with Fabulous and shit like that, and they did what they did, we didn't know what was going to go on. It's many other, historical, happenings at Summer Jam, but it's just more so as Summer Jam was built on you never know what's going to go on stage. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's what made it great.
Even down to the Young Money takeover that one year when Drake, Nicki, and Wayne took over. You just never knew what was going to happen. But it's like it also comes down to, like we said, like the tier 1 artists, they made it a priority to come to Summer Jam.
Mm-hmm.
That's not going on right now. You're not going to tell me, and this is no offense to Offset and them boys, he not enough. He just simply put, he's not enough.
Especially with Takeoff not being here.
Exactly, like, and him and Quavo not on the same page altogether. So it's like those guys not enough to get people to, fill MetLife, fill MetLife, and just like that. Like you got to make it, and it's like they covered a lot of bases. They used to cover a lot of bases. They're just not doing that no more. Chef G and Sleepy Hollow, not enough. That's just not enough, bro. It used to be at least 2 to 3 top tier artists come to Summer Jam. That would fill the seats. Everything else would take care of itself. Now that's not the case. So I don't know, man. Maybe it is time. Maybe Hot 97 is being hard headed. They feel like that's their thing still. Mm-hmm. But it's like you got to be realistic at the same time. Like, is that like something that's shifting?
Or you just got to revamp it.
But
try to attract the artists to come there. I don't know, pay them money, whatever the case may be, but you got to get a better lineup. You get a better lineup, more people to come out.
Yeah.
And promote it better.
I
didn't even know that shit was on June 2nd.
I didn't know what was going on because that, like I said, Deontay Wilder fought that night. So that was my main focus. I didn't know about that shit. So, 97, man, y'all got y'all work cut out of y'all.
Definitely.
If y'all still want to keep it, I mean, it is what
tighten
it is.
Up.
Y'all got to tighten up and make it. Y'all got to make it an asset again because it's not. People don't look at it like that's a must do.
You seen Shannon Sharp interview with Ray J?
Not the whole thing. Did you watch the whole thing?
No, only saw the Floyd shit.
Yeah, I saw the Floyd shit. I saw what he talked about. Like,
And Floyd spoke out about that shit.
what he say?
Well, he ain't spoke out. He commented on Samaya Reese because not Samaya.
Rocky.
Rocky had posted about it's like basically Ray J, you capping. That's not what happened. You basically was plotting. And Floyd was like, yeah, like you was there. You remember. That's
Right.
exactly what. Because Shane was like, well, y'all not friends no more. So how you think, he's like, oh, no, Floyd probably was like, my nigga, you was plotting on this man girl. Regardless of how many other girls you plotted on this man girl.
Yeah.
Y'all supposed to be homies. That's a no-no.
And then he was on some shit where he contradicted himself because he was like, NBA niggas and NFL niggas, they greedy. You know what I'm saying? They want to fuck everybody girl, which could be true, but you still plotted on that man girl. No matter how you feel he was moving with his other situations, that got nothing to do with you.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And y'all supposed to be boys.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you was running around screaming money team. You was running around wanting to do whatever the fad behind the money team.
Money team.
I'm with the money team. You was banging money team on niggas. So
we got 9 cars outside.
We got 9 Rolls Royces.
Like, we got 9 Rolls Royces outside.
I'm a back to back them. Floyd gonna pull a Rolls Royce. I got the Bentley GT. These niggas renting cars from us. You know what I'm saying?
This nigga Ray J crazy.
So you gotta understand we looking at you different because you're aligned to the money team, bro. Like you was.
And I could tell Floyd felt some type of way about it. He probably ain't tripping now, but he was like, all right, bro, like don't try to paint it.
Don't try to paint it a different way. Like, people was there that saw you moving like that. But all in all, people were saying it was a pretty good interview and shit like that. I did see the part where he was talking about he felt like he got a lot to do with how sex is promoted on social media due to his sex tape dropping.
How you feel about that?
It definitely had some impact. It had a lot of impact because we gotta think before then.
We ain't really had a big celebrity sex tape
celebrities.
Leak. Yeah,
that was like the first viral, like a majorly viral.
I mean, that's how I knew about Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, I knew about her because she used to do little segments on E. She used to do like little correspondent segments on E and shit like that before then, and then that was it. She used to do like little stylish shit here and there. But that was like the main thing, like, oh damn, she fucking on camera and shit like that. But prior to that, the only major sex tape before that was Tommy Lee and Pamela.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that didn't even go viral like Ray J and Kim. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that Ray J Kim shit went crazy.
That had a large impact because we gotta think even after that, like people were more.
That was like 04, 05.
Nah, Ray J and Kim was like 06, 07. That was like.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was even after that, it was like
that spearheaded her a little bit more.
Yeah, it did. Cause you gotta think they basically they distributed it. You know what I'm saying?
Distributed it.
Distributed. They put it out wide like on a major level. The mom did. She signed it up.
Yeah, capitalized off that shit.
They capitalized off it. And after that, it had a major impact as far as like other people being more comfortable promoting their sexual activity online.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that did have an impact, and then all of that because it went from Ray J Kim sex tape. Then you had the World Star girls like being basically naked on their little highlight films and shit like that. All of that kind of spearheaded and then snowballed to the OnlyFans shit. First it went to webcam shit, webcam, cam soda shit. Then it's OnlyFans. Bam, here we are. You know what I'm saying? So it's like. They did. I'm not gonna say he's the sole reason, but it did have a huge impact on sexual activity on the internet.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I might check out Ray J shit. I know it's gonna be some cap in there.
No, it's gonna be a lot of cap. It's gonna be a lot of
entertaining shit, but you know how Ray J go. So
yeah,
I might check.
That's Ray J though.
Yeah, that's definitely Ray J. It ain't gonna be entertaining if Ray J ain't on there. So, the guy who invaded Bun B's home. Got 40 years recently. That sparked up a conversation as amongst the Bun B's reaction in court. I don't really want to entertain the dumb shit as far as niggas talking about the other side, talking about he a snitch and all that. I just really want to talk about Bun B, how hard it was for him to hear his wife say, "Don't come downstairs, he gonna kill me." You get what I'm saying? I couldn't even imagine no shit like that. All in all, though, I'm glad that he's alive, she's alive, but that had to be tough to relive in the courtroom, like hearing the love of your life. Basically say like if you damn near helpless in that situation. Like what do? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I ain't really.
You bust a move, your wife might die, but at the same time too, you don't know what's going on down there.
You gotta do something.
So, Prayers out to Bun B and his wife. They got justice in my opinion.
It was just it was hard watching them relive all of that shit though.
And then people
Because
seeing
dog, not because dog really a loser for even trying to take that shit to court. He took it to trial, knowing that he was guilty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, bruh, like, come
It's
on,
sad.
dog. Like, what you trying to? You still took it to trial and still got a 40.
Yeah.
Piece.
And then all these niggas talking about all this snitch shit. You niggas better go get them boxes together. That's all I gotta say. Your manager on your ass. Go get them boxes ready.
You know you supposed to have that cell phone in that locker, young man.
Yeah. You ain't supposed to have no cell phone on the floor. What you got going on?
Why is your cell phone not in your locker?
Yeah.
This is your second occurrence. You know what happened on the
The
third.
third one. Get that axe. But again, prayers to Bun B and glad he's doing good. And again, this is mental health month. So
Yeah, it was tough watching them relive.
yeah, it was definitely tough watching him having to relive that, man. That's a lot of pain. And nobody is above crying, bruh. Nobody. Especially when you talk about shit like that.
My thing is this, I'll touch on this shit, bro. How is he supposed to even look his wife in the eye on some I couldn't take the stand shit because of the culture rules? How is he supposed to look his wife in the eye? How is he supposed to look his kids in the eye?
That wasn't even no street shit.
That was
a random invader.
That was a man protecting his property and his family.
Yes.
That wasn't they wasn't busting no move together and he's told on this man.
Exactly.
What the fuck are y'all talking about?
Exactly.
Like, what the fuck are y'all talking? They didn't conspire to do a crime together and they held a random woman up.
Exactly.
And he's up there testifying on this nigga. That's not what happened, bro.
Why he invaded his home and held his wife at gunpoint.
And he shot this nigga and they got him arrested.
Yeah.
Because they invaded his property and he protected his wife. Again, what the fuck are y'all talking about?
Not a damn thing, man.
I saw niggas with the whole I wouldn't be up there crying and shit. Well, nigga, that's you, tough guy. That's you.
Yeah.
That's you.
Supposedly that's what you would have done.
Supposedly that's what you would have done. Okay,
Cool. Sound good. Sound good.
What's next? What's next, Terminator? What's next? What's next, brother? Like, you know what I'm saying? That don't take nothing from Bun B for me, bro. He's still
not at all.
He's still Uncle Bun, bro. Yeah. I ain't going against that.
He's
a
stand-up individual, man, in my opinion. So yeah, just a more stupid conversation, man. Dumb shit.
This be the shit that be holding niggas back, bro. We just talk about that shit, bro.
Facts.
A lot of y'all niggas not even like that, and y'all be like I said, y'all niggas is in warehouses and shit like that. This not even to speak down. Like y'all niggas is not even in these
law-abiding citizens.
Y'all are law-abiding, tax-paying citizens, bro. You guys are good people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Don't stop trying to buy into this whole other shit, bro. Y'all not like that. You know what I'm saying? That's offensive to niggas like me, niggas who come from that shit for real, who don't even care about that shit. We don't care about that being gangster shit, bro. Like, niggas really come from these situations and these environments, bro. Y'all wouldn't even last around that type of aggressiveness, bro. Y'all just wouldn't. That's just the facts. And y'all speaking down on this man for protecting his family? Come on, man.
Shout out to Goods, man. I got a clip for y'all, man. Shout out to Goods and Queens.
Shout out to Goods, man.
Your theme is stupid. Your theme was dumb. What you talking?
Hold on. My bad.
You about to go in.
Yeah.
Your theme is stupid. Your theme was dumb. What you talking about? I know where you grew up at. Never. You grew up in a house. You had both of your parents. You was a good kid. Why you saying that? Don't do that, man.
Don't do that.
No, for real. Because you grew up good. Don't do that, man. Don't point at me, man. But don't do that. You grew up good. Don't fucking do that.
Don't do that.
You grew up good. Don't do that, man. Because niggas ain't grow up good. Like, I ain't grow up bad. Don't do that, man.
Don't do that.
You grew up good. Say that shit, man. You don't got, everybody don't got to grow up from the projects and have nothing to eat, man. Why would you want to act like you did that?
Facts. A lot of y'all niggas are shitting on y'all parents, bro. Real talk, bro. Like a lot of y'all.
That's essentially what they doing.
A lot of y'all parents bust their ass to put y'all in the best positions they could for y'all to be on the internet trying to be super thug, bro. Like everybody don't come from that shit, bro. Everybody don't, bro. Especially you nigga like Bun who actually strapped his boots up and put himself in a position to where he didn't have to deal with that, but unfortunately he had to deal with that at 51 years old. You know what I'm saying? That's just some clown shit, bro. We just gotta get off that type of shit, man. Like for real, bro. Like why are we taking pride in being in shitty situations?
I don't understand this shit.
Like this shit just is corny as hell. It's corny as hell, bro. It's corny as hell, bro. The black excellence don't always gotta come from impoverished situations, bro.
It don't.
You know, that's just what it is, man. Like we just got to get past that type of shit. That shit whack. That mindset is whack.
Hey, I seen a funny ass tweet. I don't know if I put it in the chat. They was like, "Why studs always?"
Why studs always cosplay hood niggas and not upstanding individuals? I never seen a stud cosplay a neurological scientist. I always see studs dressed like King Von. That's a fact.
It's funny because it's true.
Studs
Since
always.
I was a kid, I always see
They have
a
multiple
hood stud.
evolutions. The studs started as Manny Fresh. The studs be Lil Boosie. Then the studs evolved into Gunners, Lil Vons, and shit like that. Lil Durks. Y'all niggas never wanted to
Oh,
be.
shit.
Y'all niggas never cosplay. Y'all niggas never cosplay Tank or nobody upstanding clean cut brothers.
clean cut
Y'all
brothers,
niggas
yeah.
always want to cosplay
hood.
hood niggas and shit like that. But y'all don't fuck with niggas though.
That shit hilarious. That
So,
shit had me
so
rolling.
to studs, that's y'all. Is that the epitome of a black man to y'all? We gotta ask these real questions now. All right, maybe that's too deep for this.
That's a
part.
bar though. That's a bar. It's a fair question, but
It's
it's a bar
fair
too.
question, bruh.
It's a fair question. That shit had me rolling this morning when I said,
that's a
"Bro,
fact,
that's a
though.
fucking fact."
That's a fact. Y'all niggas don't never cosplay no fucking community activists.
Damn, that shit was hilarious, bro. That shit was fucking hilarious. God damn. Oh shit, man. This I wanted to ask you because this more so I'll let you take the head on this because I don't watch the sport, but it seems to be a lot of conversations around NBA discourse lately, man.
Yeah, from WNBA.
WNBA, excuse me, WNBA. As a person who don't watch the sport, I just sit back, shut the fuck up. I pretty much let you handle this, man. How you feel like the conversation has been handled so far with new viewers, of course, with Caitlin Clark being like kind of somewhat the face, maybe, I don't know. It was a long discussion on some of the media, platform shows.
The new thing now is Caitlin
First
Clark
Take and
being
all that
snubbed
shit.
from the USA team and shit like that.
How you feel about the overall discussion around the WNBA?
Overall, I just feel
You feel like it's been disingenuous.
I wou't say disingenuous. The only thing I would say disingenuous is Stephen A. Smith whole thing about him being a reason why people talking about the sport. Like, no, you're not, nigga, you're not. But in the grand scheme, I just feel like due to the high influx of new viewers, new fans and shit like that, it's a lot of takes coming in, and unfortunately, a lot of the bad takes are being spearheaded into how you say it, mainstream WNBA media coverage. I feel like everybody's kind of overreacting to a lot of things on the fan level. New fans, a lot of the new fans weren't there for the baby Malice in the Palace, with the spark and the miracle. They weren't there for that. So it's like the game. I like to say the WNBA game has always been physical from jump. It's always been physical. So when you see Caitlin Clark, you see Angel Reese get these hard fouls and shit like that. A lot of people, you got people who are genuinely, like, damn, what's that about? Then you got people who are overreacting. You got a lot of people overreacting though. You got a lot of people making a lot of bad takes that take away from the game overall. You got a lot of people who don't understand.
Yeah, because Jordan ain't really feeling shit at all. He see a lot of women coming in here who ain't never watched the sport and making takes that ain't got nothing to do with the sport.
Nothing to do with the sport, making it about other shit. And it's just about basketball, bro. Like, it's about basketball. Like, we used to have that joke ourselves, like, if more women supported the NBA, the WNBA, like how they support LeBron, shit would be better. But now,
I would believe more women watch NBA than they do WNBA.
But a lot of those, I wouldn't say a lot. You got a good bit are starting to come to the WNBA now to support it, which is a good thing. But I feel like you
got to
guys,
be well versed.
You guys got to take some time to become more versed into the shit before because like y'all are making shit too personal, bro. Like
Okay.
y'all making this shit too personal. Y'all making these takes way more than it needs to be. Caitlin Clark getting her coverage is not racist towards Angel Reese. Angel Reese gotta understand, especially her being a rookie, her being, because she is going to be one of the. I don't feel like there's going to be one face of the WNBA. You get what I'm saying?
You can have multiple faces.
You can have just like the NBA.
NFL, all that.
There's
you can have
not-
multiple faces.
You have multiple faces. I feel like, especially in this new generation, you got Caitlin Clark, you got Angel Reese, you got Enrique, you got a lot of talent who's been in the league before these two young women were here. That's the thing. Like, y'all got to understand, there were dogs in the league before Angel Reese and before Caitlin Clark, before Juju when it's her time. And you got to understand that just because they're coming and they bringing a whole new wave, that they still got to go through they ups and downs too. They are rookies. They gotta this just like the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody give Paulo no passes. Ain't nobody give, I'm just speaking to like the new generation. Nobody gives Zion no passes when he came in. He had to earn his. Ja got to earn his. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Green, he gonna have to earn his. That's just what this shit is. But they still dogs in their own right. Nobody's calling, if they was to get snubbed for some shit, nobody's calling it racism. You know what I'm saying? It's just a snub. Everybody can't get it. Especially with how the WNBA is formulated, even down to the whole, like a lot of the rookies don't make it. A lot of rookies, lottery picks get cut. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the teams, due to the cap situations, they would rather keep some of the vets with maybe one or two rookies, three rookies at the most. That due to that. But with more money, more viewerships and shit coming in, that's going to change. But we just gotta. I just feel like overall, bro, it's a lot of overreacting, man. I just need people to
relax
and just, a lot of people just need to relax and enjoy the sport, bro. Just enjoy the games, bro. Gotcha. Because it's a lot going on. I be seeing. I don't be speaking on it because I just don't want to even entertain it. I just want to watch the games. You know what I'm saying? But I do see it. It's crazy. It's crazy, bro. Like, people be saying some shit like they breaking it down on some whole like Black women societal type shit, and I mean that matters when it matters, but that's not what
it don't apply.
It don't apply here. It just don't, man. Like, and it takes away from the entertainment aspect of the game, bro. You know what I'm saying? Now, when y'all was doing the whole like love line, love triangle shit within the league, that's cool. But when y'all making it a whole like this what they do to keep the Black women down type shit, like, that does happen, but that's not what this is right here. That's just not what it is, and that's what's taken away from. That takes away from, the product overall.
Got you.
Just a lot of overreacting, man.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Good breakdown, bro.
Yeah,
how you feel about Clipped so far? 2 episodes in.
I ain't gonna lie, I didn't watch it yet.
I need
to
shit
watch
hilarious.
it. Yeah, I heard it was really good though. I heard
it's
really
good. I see a lot of nitpicking with some of the characters, but bro, like,
they're not gonna get it all the way.
They did a good job of getting Blake Griffin pretty close. Like, and of course, the Lakers fans are gonna be petty because they're gonna compare winning time. But bro, and Jordan also brought shout out to Jordan.
Okay, I get it.
Jordan said the dude who played Magic Johnson honestly looked like Shaq. And I ain't think about it, but he look like Shaq.
He do look like Shaq.
But he looked like Magic at the same time too.
And he's a good actor though.
Yeah, you're not gonna get everybody dead on. But from what I've seen so far, they did pretty good. I think Austin Rivers didn't.
You got
like how Austin Rivers had he expressed some he didn't really like how they had Lawrence Fishburne playing his dad, but Lawrence Fishburne nailing that shit, bro.
They got a veteran actor to play him, bro.
He nailing that shit, bro.
Yeah,
nailing that shit. I fuck with the show so far. It's hilarious. The dude who playing Sterling, comedy.
That's dog from
I can't think of which
Ted Bundy.
That is him.
That's Ted Bundy, bro.
That is him. Yeah, you're right. Hilarious. And for the looks wise, they pretty much got everybody on point.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
It's just funny. It's just funny when you see Lil Murder playing CP3 though. That's just funny. But overall, though, I never was like, I'm not gonna watch it. I just got to get around to it.
The people who playing Curry and Klay Thompson definitely look like the Joker Brothers on Friday.
Yeah, get it.
It's hilarious, but it's not. It ain't too crazy, bro.
Yeah.
It ain't too crazy for real. I'm gonna
check it out. I'll probably watch it after the game tonight.
Yeah, right. Speaking of, how you feel about y'all Game 1 performance?
I felt like it was stellar. Stellar
Shout out to
performance.
KP.
Shout out
Came
to
back
KP
with a
coming back
vengeance.
with a vengeance, putting his hands on the game. If we have that, we unbeatable. I might give them one game if KP balling like that. He was unstoppable that game,
he
bro.
was. He
Unstoppable, especially when they was giving the ball at the top of the key on that mismatch. Unstoppable. The man didn't even have to jump to shoot the ball. I watched the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like, if we have that type of performance from the team and all this other shit, man, we win, bro. I don't care who does what, bro. The main goal is to get the ring. I saw what Jason Kidd tried to do with the whole Jaylen Brown's the best player shit.
You saw what Drew Holiday said too? Yeah, he might be right. You know what I'm saying? Drew Holiday basically was confirming what Kidd was saying, but I think he was being sarcastic.
Yeah. But
Tatum is the best player, bro. And this don't strike the Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown has moments where he does look like he the best player on the floor for y'all, but for me, it's always going to be Tatum.
My thing is, I don't want nobody to feel no way, bro. Like, it don't matter who does what. The main objective is getting the ring.
Shit done.
It's getting the ring, bro. I don't care.
But Jason Tatum is always going to get some type of criticism.
I don't care if Jason Tatum only averaged 12 to 14 games. I don't care.
You want the
I
win.
want the ring. I don't give a fuck about that. I don't give a fuck, bro. Like,
ring.
I know him personally. He might want to get.
Y'all done been on the door for some
Yeah,
years
that's what
now.
I'm saying. Like, it's about let's accomplish the mission, bro. Like, I don't care who do all that. I'm about the team winning, bro. I don't care about all that shit, bro. I know Jason want to get a Finals MVP as he should want to, but you got to go and earn that. You know what I'm saying? It just so happened that KP come back at the right time, and he's basically the X factor for us. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you take over Jaylen Brown points, then cool. That might get you the MVP.
Some nights KP get off.
Some nights, we just gotta approach it like that.
And then it might be a night with KP ain't on, Tatum go off.
That's just
and Jaylen have a night he go off.
That don't take away from nobody.
I just want Tatum to get the Finals MVP for multiple reasons.
Yeah, for
multiple reasons.
For the naysayers, yeah, of course.
Yeah, for the naysayers,
but
because there's a lot of slack on his name.
Me as a Celtics fan, especially watching how we went out in 2022 to where we at right now, I just want us to complete the mission, bro. That's just where I'm at.
I got you.
I don't care who does what, bro. I don't give a fuck if Drew Holiday come out there and drop 51 game. I don't care.
Yeah.
As long as it translates to a win.
Got you. So it'd be definitely interesting to see how the series gonna play out, see how the Mavericks respond. So definitely. I always say it doesn't start till somebody went on the road. So even if y'all go up 2-0, I'm gonna still wait to see what Dallas do.
Yeah.
Because a lot of game one overreactions.
That's not the even if we win tonight, we gotta win one of them shit on the road. Definitely. For me to be like,
all right, yeah, we here.
Yeah, because if we go, say we win tonight, right? If we go on the road and we still won on the road, we can lose game 3. You know what I'm saying? We win game 4, it's over with. I feel like it's over. There's no way we win game 4, go home and lose. We just can't do that.
Yeah, facts. Can't do that. Facts. So, yeah, man, be interested to see, man. So, we got anything else, man, before we get up out of here?
Nah, man, I'm good, man. Shout out to everybody, man, doing their thing out here in the city, man. Much love to everybody. And, that's how I feel, man. Shout out to everybody, man.
Definitely,
Much
man.
love,
Keep doing y'all thing. Keep grinding. Ultimately, be safe, man. Keep striving to be best at your craft. All that good shit. And stay cool out here in this heat, man.
Yeah, for sure, because it's hot. And it's going to
hot
get
in
hotter.
this motherfucker.
It's going to get hotter, bro.
Facts.
When I go outside, it's going to probably feel like 20 degrees more. But, it is what it is, man. Stay cool. Drink your water. Stay hydrated, man. For sure.
Facts.
I've been learning that myself, for sure. Staying hydrated as best as I can. But, all in all, take care of yourself, man. So, that's what it's about. So, you got anything else, bro?
I'm good, man.
So, if you hear anything on here to get you in your feelings, you feel some type of way, always remember.
We're just some messengers.
And we out.